Heat.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Think it was a busy week for AEW. What about you? CM Punk is injured, and we're going to crown an interim AEW world champion. MJF had one of the craziest weeks ever. No showing, then showing up, then pipe bombs, and then being removed. It's a busy week from AEW, a busy week in professional wrestling, and we're here to talk about it. We got Blue from the Mixed Tag Show with us, and much, much more. Producer, let's hit the intro and get to it. Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for True Hill Heat 178. Working to hell. We are discussing the latest wrestling news, including the MJF Tony Khan drama, CM Punk injured, and we're going to crown a new interim AEW world champion. Thunder Rosa unhappy with AEW. Recap of the week in wrestling with AEW Double or Nothing 2022, New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of the Super Juniors Finals, AEW WWE Impact Wrestling preview and predictions for NXT In Your House and WWE Hell in a Cell, plus much, much more. I am back as always here on a Saturday with the beautiful, the lovely Miss Krssi Luv.
What a mouthful, SP. That was a lot to say. Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. On this Saturday morning.
And I was on time. Just wanted to say, I was just in the wrong. I pressed the wrong thing. I was on time. I'm telling you, I was here. I was here like quarter to, just waiting, and you said, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm here. Hello." And then I realized it was on the round table one. Sorry.
You're not only the princess of Hills, you're the princess of CP time. It's okay. It's all right.
That's not true. Hello. We have company today. You don't do that. That's not right. Don't do that. Don't do that in front of Blue. Come on.
I was on my best behavior last week with company. I can't beat 2 weeks in a row. But yes, we have a special guest here with us. One of the great Black content creators in the land.
Yes, he is.
Mixed Tag Show. He is our boy, Blue.
Yes. Hi, Blue.
What's
Welcome.
On,
Good morning.
How are you?
How's
baby?
the baby?
I made it.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. I feel like it just took It's all right.
It's all right.
How are you,
Pandemic
sir?
happened. There's a lot happened. I'm good.
Yes.
How are you this morning?
How's the baby?
I like that background.
Oh, thank you. IKEA.
Look at that. You're getting comments. You're getting compliments this early morning.
The babies are good. One is in the crib. One is with the mom. Yeah.
Good. That's how it is. Parent life. 3 parents. Let's do it.
We are blessed. We are all blessed to be parents here. But yes, Blue, I try my best. My intro is to let people know what you're doing in this wrestling media world. But of course, I want to give you the opportunity to let people know what you're up to, what you're doing, why they should get to know you. Let the people know, Blue.
Definitely. Again, I'm one half of the Mixed Tag Show, but currently with today's product, unfortunately, my tag team partner is not really feeling wrestling, so we've been doing a lot of different kind of content. So now we're gonna probably.
I feel her. It's okay.
Yeah, I can't argue
I'm the
that.
same.
So we definitely gonna start bringing back Put You On. Put You On is when we feature different indie wrestlers, have a one-on-one conversation with them, and then break down one of their favorite matches with them while we watch it live. I'm also working on merchandise. I'll be dropping merchandise this upcoming week for the women, so look out for that.
Oh,
I do
wonderful!
Custom T-shirts and stuff like that. So, that's going on. And that's about it right now. And just hopping on podcasts and talking wrestling, and avoiding WWE at any chance I get.
Ooh.
And we're bringing it right to your face on this one. We're so great at that. But yes, no, thank you so much for joining us, Blue. It's a long time coming. Glad to have you on the show. And of course, we love to have our viewers, our subscribers, checking us in on a Saturday morning for True Hill Heat's flagship podcast. So remember to drop a thumbs up on this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. If you're watching us on Facebook or Twitter, drop a like, drop a heart, whatever you got to do, share that video and show some love to the True Hill Heat gang. And of course, in the live chat, we want to hear from all of you. Give us your thoughts, your comments, your questions on anything going on in professional wrestling. If you want your comment highlighted on screen, if you want us to discuss your comment, super chat donations are greatly appreciated. It helps out the channel so much, helps give a little bit back to our contributors and helps the channel grow. We got Jeff L with an early super chat donation saying, have an awesome summer, True Hill Heat crew. Thank you so much. Starting off the summer hot on this June 4th. We got in the live chat Romeo, our regular producer. He's saying, get Krssi a StreamYard map.
I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Thanks. I'm usually on time, Blue. I'm telling you, I'm usually here. It's, it's okay. No worries. It's fine. I'll take it. Whatever.
We got Rando Craig who says, what's up, everyone? We also got the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson saying, welcome, Blue. And also,
thank you.
What's good, everyone? And what is good? We are going to talk a lot about professional wrestling. First up, we want to shout out everyone who's showing love to us on social media, on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, our Patreon backers. First of all, our True Hill Trinity, our top 3 conversation starters on the True Hills group page on Facebook. We got at number 3, Stewie Palmer, number 2, Ted Williams, and number 1, the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. Our Patreon backers is Vala B, Alan Weinstein, Nick Jackson, Alex McCarthy, Professor Chris, Austin K, Slam and Sammy Joe, You My Boy Blue, Yachty, Robert, Steve Salvage, Antoine Rutledge, Fifth Generation Carney, Beat Boop, DJ Eric, and Ladarius Browns. Thank you to all of our Patreon backers. You don't know and don't understand how much we appreciate all of you that are giving a little bit to help the True Hill Heat gang grow even further. And we got some announcements to make. For myself, this Monday at 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern time, I got a brand new show, a brand new podcast. Krssi Luv's like, another one?
Another one to add
I'm about to say another one. That's like what, 7, 8?
I don't even know. Right. No, not even, Blue. I swear it's maybe like 20. Nope, 20.
No, it's not in double digits. Relax.
No.
But no.
So at 9. Okay, got it. 9.
One of our Patreon backers, one of our favorite guests from the show, 2 of our favorite guests of the show is, of course, the Daily Boys, the other half of my Daily Boys, Alex McCarthy and Sat E. Nyangi. And the Daily Boys are coming back together as we're gonna be on the Inside the Ropes clip YouTube channel for Monday Night Live. We're going to be talking about the latest in professional wrestling every single Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. UK. This Monday, we're going to be talking about the Hell in a Cell.
The UK, and just pack your bags, leave the Bronx, Harlem, wherever you live, and just stay in the UK. So it's okay, SP. We love you. We understand. It's over now. It's
I know she's trying to kick me out of America.
You're completely.
What are we doing?
It's over now. Now you have a show and you're gonna be over there with them live together. It's over now.
No, it's not live together. It's not live. It's gonna be like this. Relax.
Okay, are you sure? Are you
Oh
sure?
my God. Well, yes,
sure
Monday Night Live, every Monday, 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Me, Sat E. Nyangi, and Alex McCarthy. We're going to have a whole bunch of fun, but that's not the only announcement that we got. True Hill Heat is growing even further. You know, we got our Twitch channel, which we're going to be having more exclusive content for that. We're going to be announcing something next week as far as an exclusive show, exclusive review over on the Twitch. We got our Patreon where the True Hill Heat Prediction Championship. You get New Japan coverage over there with J News Japan, as special videos from me whenever I have time to do that. And but we are growing even further with a second YouTube channel. Is going to be True Hill Heat Sports, where we're going to be talking about basketball, football, baseball, all the major sports. Got to give some love to the Stat King, who's putting it together, being a little mastermind behind that. Of course, Romeo, as always, he's the right-hand man over on this YouTube channel, and we're going to start making that grow as well. And of course, we also got Josh over there, who's going to be doing our baseball reviews. So a lot of great content coming from True Hill Heat, whether it's on Inside the Ropes Clip channel, as well as on you got on True Hill Heat Sports. So we're growing even further. We love to see it, even though Krssi doesn't love to see me in America.
That's not
like
what
Romeo
I said
either. Do you see Romeo's
He says Romeo says got 3 UK guys on that graphic and a New York backdrop. I am from New York. Will you stop? Jesus Christ.
Listen.
Alan Weinstein saying SP3 is British now. Just stay.
He is.
Here.
Just
we're there.
Just admit it. It's okay, SP. We love you. Is less things happening over there, safer over there. We accept it. I mean, listen.
Hey, whatever you
better
you
for
say.
Your children.
I'll let you keep that energy. But yes, those announcements, when the producer can, he can put the link to Inside the Ropes Clip channel for Monday Night Live with myself, Alex McCarthy, and Sat E. Nyangi. We got a run in here early on. You coming in early for a run in?
Hi, Harlem.
Hi.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon over to on your side.
He's like, I can't
With
see
the bottle
people.
and all.
I moved the phone out the way. See, you can see everybody. You can say hi. You want to say
girl?
You want to say hi? Well, there we go. That's the best she do. She just waved at
Family
you.
life.
Of course.
Exactly, Blue. Exactly. Mine are older, so they'll come pass around and do things. They'll sneak in behind me, things like that. Same stuff.
Absolutely. And there's the link for the Inside the Ropes YouTube channel. Check that out, coming up on Monday, our debut episode. But yes, let's talk about wrestling news that we got to get to on this edition. We're going to start with our top news story, which is too big. Top news stories concerning All Elite Wrestling. This one was a late edition because MJF was going to take center stage, but CM Punk was like, no, young man. I got to take center stage here. And we're going to be talking about CM Punk is now injured and needs surgery. So All Elite Wrestling will crown an interim AEW World Champion at Forbidden Door on June 26th. Last night, ahead of a live Rampage in Ontario, California, the new AEW World Champion CM Punk tweeted out the following: I'll be on hashtag AEW Rampage live tonight with an important announcement in regards to the AEW World Championship and my career. Please tune in at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Obviously, this didn't sound good news to anyone. Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp then reported that those that he had spoken to say that CM Punk was backstage talking about his foot being hurt Wednesday following his trios match with FTR versus Max Caster and Gun Club. CM Punk came out on Rampage and was noticeably limping, but was without crutches. The announcers were playing up the injury idea and note CM Punk was walking slow. Punk gets on the mic and looks very sad as the crowd chants for him. Punk then says, when he got here earlier, he pulled up and he said every bone was screaming at him to go home and hug his wife and Larry. but his brain told him to stay, and everyone alive deserved an explanation. He said since he stepped foot here that he was going to give his all until the wheels fell off. Punk had some good news and some bad news. He asked, which we want first? He says the last thing he wanted to feel is that he was letting the people down or disappointing them, and hopes he hasn't made us feel that way so far. He says he's loved every second in the ring, and every time he's been in the ring has been a gift he never thought he'd be able to experience ever again. The bad news is Punk is injured and needs surgery. A couple of things are broken, and the biggest, he said, was his heart. The good news is he can still do all the things he wanted. The wheels are still there and haven't fallen off. One of them just happens to be broken. So he has a broken foot, apparently. He says he's coming back he's come back from worse, and he's felt better, but he's also been worse. He says it hurts like hell and he wants to wrestle. Punk says regarding the title, he told Tony Khan that he would relinquish the title and that he doesn't want to hold this place up. And there are people like Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley who can fill his spot. But Tony Khan said no. He believes in Punk and that this is just a bump in the road. Punk says he needed to hear that because sometimes he gets a little down on himself and the doubt creeps in, but he won't let it creep in, and the get back will be bigger than the setback. He says he's champion for a reason, and he will come back bigger, faster, stronger, and hungrier than ever, and he will prove exactly why he's the best in the world. After Chris Jericho twice said that CM Punk was relinquishing the AEW world title, Excalibur during the main event clarified that Punk was in fact still the AEW world champion, and that wasn't the case, and that there would be a battle royal to kick off this Wednesday's Dynamite, with the winner facing number one contender Jon Moxley in the main event, and the winner of that match would go on to Forbidden Door on June 26th to crown an interim AEW world champion. Blue, what was your reaction to the CM Punk news just 5 days after he was crowned AEW world champion?
I was hurt. I mean, I love Punk. I didn't think Punk was going to win it on Sunday, even though I was wearing a Punk shirt on Sunday. I was shocked. I didn't think he was going to win it. So to see him with exactly that, there you go. Even when I was excited to see the win, shocked and excited. And then when the situation happened on Friday, kind of hurt because, we didn't get a chance to get the summer of Punk in a sense. And, you can tell that he's really torn up about it. This came out of nowhere. I don't know which part where he got injured at exactly on Wednesday.
Right.
But it just sucks to see that he came this far, got to the top, and didn't even get a chance a week with the title, and be able to do what he could be able to do with it. I agree with Romeo. I don't like interim championships. If you can't defend the title, just drop it and continue with the storyline. Because then when the interim champion wins, then what's going to happen? You know what I mean? But I just wish that they would just let him relinquish the title and keep it moving.
I don't agree with that at all. I think that the story is CM Punk as champion. So that's continuing the story, and it builds up to a big title unification match. And Tony Khan has made it no secret. He's very good friends with Dana White. They were laughing about WWE having to move from Allegiant Stadium last week, and Tony Khan almost as much as Dana White, he loves interim champions. Last time they did this with Cody and Sammy, that didn't make any sense. This one makes more sense to me because CM Punk is going to be out for maybe 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. It's not going to be 6-9 months. If it was longer, then yeah, he should relinquish the title. But if he's only going to be out for maybe just this pay-per-view and the next couple of months, and then he can come back at All Out, you now have a money matchup of interim champion versus world champion at All Out in Chicago, in Punk's hometown. This makes more sense to me than the last time they did the interim champion. Just my opinion.
I think it gives me a sour taste in my mouth because this gives me back to CM Punk versus John Cena. Kind of
no. That was just stupidness because he was only gone for 8 days. This, I said, like when they did this with Cody and Sammy, that was stupid because Cody was only gone for like a week. So,
but then here's the thing: like the person that wins at Forbidden Door, they're gonna eventually come against. So we kind of know who's gonna win at Forbidden Door because then they're gonna have to give us the match that they owe us, which is gonna be possibly Tanahashi versus CM Punk. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of doesn't make sense. If that's the case, let Tanahashi win the title, and then let CM Punk come back later on. Like, hey, you owe me a match, so let me get my title back. Type of situation. That's just my thought about it.
But it brings the lineage, and it makes CM Punk a 2-time champion, and people are gonna know that Punk's gonna win when he comes back, because that's the story that's going on. But Krssi, let's get your opinion. What do you think about the decision to make it an interim champion instead of relinquishing the title?
Well, now that you both like explained both of you guys' sides, it's something that I guess to kind of like not make him feel so bad for getting injured. And again, I'm as Too Blue. I don't remember when he got it on Wednesday, but again, it was something that was surprising that for him to say. He clearly looks sad. He wants to, he wants to be that worker that, gives his all. And unfortunately he can't right now. So it's, sad. So you have someone to step in, and I guess those two will fight when it happens. I don't know, but I'm wondering who it would be. I have no clue. I didn't think about it really, to be honest. But I guess an interim to, hold down the title while he can't, it's like a substitute teacher. You got to hold me down till I come back when the teacher is sick, something like that. Just think about it like that. So I work at a school, so that's how I got to think about it. Cool. But yeah, I just think about it as like the substitute teacher just stepping in for right now and like holding down the fort until the teacher comes back. The teacher will give his views and opinions while he's gone and say, hey, do this while I am not here, I guess, and figure it out. So I guess he can see him can still be doing his his therapy for his foot and get the surgery that he needs, and then basically tell the person hey, while I'm gone, do this, and then kind of figure it out and make it work. I guess he's still gonna be there in the background, in that person's ear, guide them, and maybe he could do some comments. He doesn't be all the way going. He can have a boot on his foot and still because he's great on commentary, I feel like, so they can join on Rampage and everything like Jericho. That. But yeah, that's definitely
that's a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact.
And replace JR, because JR, he's getting old too. So you kind of can maneuver him in there some kind of way. So he doesn't completely have to be gone. I'm sure he'll be in Chicago 1 or 2 times, showing his face, because that's his town. He's a pop for that, and the people will love that. Right. So I think that will be perfect for him. So not completely gone all the way.
What do you guys think about the whole scenario setup? Because I will say, like I said, I like the interim champion, but I think that the scenario setup is kind of convoluted. I think that if you have the top 4, top 5, have a mini tournament to determine who is going to go on to Forbidden Door to fight for the interim world championship, that would make more sense. Just the battle royal, then facing Moxley. I respect the fact that Moxley is undefeated ever since he came back from his rehab program, and he does deserve to be the number 1 contender. But I feel like it probably would have been better if they did a mini tournament and that decided versus Tanahashi at Forbidden Door. What about you, Blue?
I feel like they should have did at least a fatal 4-way. I know that they don't really do that over at AEW, but a fatal 4-way, the main event Wednesdays, a match that you usually don't have, is a great way to present it as well. Like you said, take the top 4 of the rankings, because if you have the ranking system for a reason, you have to use it. But just to make Moxley, who's number 4 on your ranking system, the number 1 contender, makes
he's number 1.
No sense.
They put out a new ranking before. No, he's number 1. I can get the graphic for you right now. They put out a new ranking before Rampage, and he was number 1.
How did he become number 1? Because on Wednesday he was number 4. Wardlow also had a match on Wednesday and won. So how
because did he jump it's basically like your competition. It's your level of competition. Wardlow beat a jobber in JD Drake, who has a below 500 record, while Moxley was in the main event and defeated Daniel Garcia. His level of competition was better than Wardlow, and that's why he went up.
I don't like the rankings because it takes too much to get there. If you know what I'm saying? I get it. You released it right before when it's convenient that you're about to make the announcement that you updated it, but I don't like it because it just I don't know, because he was undefeated, so he should have been number 1 to begin with. Because if he's been undefeated since he's been back, why is he only number 4 on your rankings? And then he's like, I don't like the ranking system. Like I said, if they would have just a fatal 4-way between the top 4, between Hangman Page, if they want to protect Wardlow, let Wardlow out of it, and find another way to do it. But just to put Moxley as number 1 and then some random person in the Battle Royal is not my cup of tea.
I understand not having Hangman in it because they never do the whole thing of having the champion running back. They never do that. And plus it seems like Hangman is going to get a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So I think the whole
category.
Okay. The whole reason they're having him verse someone from New Japan Pro Wrestling on Wednesday and David Finlay is for him to get a win and establish that he's going to get the shot at the other top title. So I respect them. Keep him out of it completely. And it gives Hangman a little bit of a talking point as well when he does get on the mic. Like, how are we having a battle royal and having this and I'm not in it? This is like once again playing into the whole Hangman story of his insecurities and stuff like that.
Bring him back to Bullet Club.
hey, I want Jay White to win at Dominion, so it's Jay White versus Hangman Page. So I'm all for that. That works with the story as well.
So that will happen at Forbidden Door in the end of the month. Okay, give it to me. Okay, great, good. Let's do it.
She's like, I want this. We got Vala B with the super chat donation. Thank you so much, Vala B. We always appreciate those. Saying I'm late. I'm on my own this weekend. Decided to make my own pizza from scratch. But how's it going, True Hill crew? Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Vala B. Late, but still here. We appreciate you always. And he's got another super chat donation where he says, look, I am happy that Mox has a chance to be a champ in front of the fans at least, because he got like 2 weeks of that before the world shut down. Yeah, I personally, I know Blue, you said, they kind of got to give us the Tanahashi Punk match that they teased on Wednesday, but I'm all for Jon Moxley being the guy to win the title because he, in my opinion, is still the greatest AEW world champion of all time because he had it during the most difficult time in the company's history, and he's really been the glue of the company ever since he debuted. And Moxley versus Punk, interim champion versus world champion, I'd be all for that as well.
Selfishly, I like where Moxley's at right now, so I don't want to jeopardize that in any way. Him and Blackpool Combat Club is doing some amazing things. Yeah, I don't think they're far from done. That's the only reason why I want to keep Moxley away from the title, just so they can continue doing what they're doing and continue to recruit how they need to recruit. Because I want to see Lee Moriarty eventually with them, Serena Dees with them, and I feel like they have so much more to do. And I feel like putting the title in that picture is going to hinder that, because eventually Bryan Danielson's going to look at him like, yo, how come you get to get the title and not me? You know what I mean? And I don't want to bring that friction just yet. Give it some time.
That's why I kind of hope it's Danielson that wins the Battle Royal. I hope we get Moxley versus Danielson because that plays into the build up to Blood and Guts as well, with them teaming up. And Danielson already has his issue with Kingston. Why not juice it up even more and have Danielson and Moxley in the main event on Dynamite this week?
Jesus, I don't know, man. This is you guys just keep giving me more and more stuff. I don't know. This is too much.
Hopefully, William Regal keeps it all together.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want them to like.
He has experience in this, so hopefully he keeps them all together.
Hopefully. But another element of this that's very intriguing is the whole MJF drama with Tony Khan, AEW, that started last Saturday. So this is the timeline. I'm going to go through the whole entire timeline here that started last Saturday. MJF no-showed a meet and greet during Double or Nothing weekend in Las Vegas and wasn't picking up his phone. He was spotted playing the slots in Mandalay Bay Casino when the meet and greet was supposed to be happening. It then emerged that a flight out of Las Vegas to Newark had been booked in MJF's name. According to Sunday's Wrestling Observer Radio, a flight for Friedman was never booked out of the city. Brian Alvarez noted that the other journalists genuinely believed the flight was booked because they had seen evidence pointing that way. However, there was no record that Maxwell Freeman ever bought a ticket for the flight. There were records that he was going to fly out after the pay-per-view, but none set for before. If he had booked the flight to leave early, he would have canceled the later flight. All this means, of course, is that he was in Las Vegas the entire time. Both Alvarez and Dave Meltzer were adamant that the situation was not a work at first. However, it was noted they likely came to an agreement, and Freeman not showing up at the pay-per-view until the last second was part of it. They previously pulled advertising for the match, but listed it again later, and the match with Wardlow was always planned to go on first at Double or Nothing. MJF didn't board said flight. This was reported by Fightful Select about the flight, as well as him not boarding it, and stayed in Las Vegas. Then we had throughout Sunday before Double or Nothing, AEW took down and then put back up the advertisements and previews for his match with Wardlow, and there were still doubts over whether it would be happening. The match did happen and opened the show. MJF was squashed and stretchered out, leading to speculation he'd been written out of AEW, either permanently or at least until the situation is resolved. After the show, it emerged that MJF showed up at the last minute while the buy-in was on the air to be specific, and left straight after the match was finished. In the post-show media scrum, Tony Khan declined to comment on the situation, and then PW Insider then reported that MJF was not expected to be attending AEW shows for at least several weeks, possibly longer. MJF was then spotted in LAX the day before AEW Dynamite in Los Angeles and was being held in the city. The day of Dynamite, it was reported that MJF had met with AEW management the day after Double or Nothing. AEW then officially announced he would be appearing on Dynamite, and this all stems from, of course, the contract disputes that we've been talking about for a couple of months now with MJF and Tony Khan, and that seems to have developed into even more general unhappiness and conflict between the parties. PW Insider reported that MJF had a meeting with AEW officials the day after Double or Nothing pay-per-view in Las Vegas. Then we had Wade Keller also put out a report on PW George VIP audio show that MJF began with AEW on a starter deal, which is from $40,000 to $70,000 back in 2019. Since then, he signed a new deal where he is making in the hundreds of thousands range, but it's still 4 or 5 times less than some other top names like Malachi Black, Adam Cole, CM Punk, and Bryan Danielson. It goes on to say that MJF was, by all accounts, is kind of fuming over this and felt his work and professionalism, along with his relationship with Tony Khan, would have led to his contract getting negotiated up when there was about 2 years left. While he did get a new contract with a percentage-wise substantial raise, Keller notes that MJF was wanting Khan to be approached with something on the level of those being brought in, considering his work and ratings draw. Keller notes that when Tony didn't do that, MJF, the way he handled it was to get very angry privately, and then it kind of all exploded over the weekend. And I think Tony was caught off guard by how angry MJF was getting. The report goes on to note that there's probably a dozen people making more than him, and maybe more than that, and some are making way more than him who are pushed less than him. MJF and Khan were really close as recently as late last year, and that they would have long conversations about storylines and match ideas on the phone, but that relationship was fractured at some point. Those behind the scene have suggested that MJF has gone from very passionate and enthusiastic toward his job to being more withdrawn and disgruntled, and that he still showed up and still did his job on the air, but it was all business and nothing more. Keller reiterates the point expressed by every other report that this is not a work, or didn't start out as a work. And though, of course, if a contract is worked out and the situation is smoothed over, it could be used as a storyline. Then we move on to Wednesday's Dynamite. at the LA Forum, where MJF came out and cut an incredible work shoot promo where he spoke about Tony Khan hoarding money to pay ex-WWE guys, belonging behind the guardrail with the rest of the marks, and asking TK to fire him by calling him a fucking mark. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, the segment didn't go exactly according to plan. The idea was for MJF to do a heel promo, and the mic would get cut off halfway through, with the idea that it was a shoot and he was out of control. However, he ended up talking around 7 to 8 minutes, with the microphone only cutting out after he dropped the censored F-bomb. The end of the angle only happened during the commercial break, with CM Punk coming out and MJF running away through the crowd. The segment was not referenced for the rest of the show. MJF was also cheered at the end of the promo, especially when mentioning that Khan was bringing in ex-WWE guys. Chris Statlander, kind of similar to that, had a big pop the week before on Rampage for a similar promo, referencing that she was in AEW early and Ruby Soho came later. Soho ended up getting booed during and after their match, and now MJF got cheered for his promo, and this cast AEW in a negative light, according to Dave Meltzer. It made them seem uncool. This was not the intent of the segment. Meltzer then compared it to the NWO running down WCW and getting babyface pops for it, which he says damaged the company's overall brand. MJF is now persona non grata online for AEW, with the star removed from AEW's website and shop. He was officially removed on Thursday, and his promo where he addressed his issues with Tony Khan was on the AEW Twitter account in clips, as is the norm, but was quickly deleted after. The promo is also not available on any of AEW's digital outlets, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and also worth note, AEW stopped following MJF on social media. So there's a whole other part of this, but just the general gist of what's happened from Saturday to Wednesday. What are your thoughts on the MJF drama here, Blue?
I've heard different things like from last weekend that kind of like contradict a lot of things that's out. I don't know if I'm allowed to say a lot of the things that I do know. But definitely
say what's on your chest, friend. Go ahead.
A lot of stuff that happened last weekend.
We like the
smoke. They said, it was very last minute. Like they said, it was very last minute for MJF. I heard that a executive backstage actually had to talk MJF to show up to the arena, and that's the only reason why he showed up, is somebody had to really like, look, this is not a good
beg him
type of situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not beg, but it's more so like let him see the full picture. Like this, even if you're trying to go elsewhere, elsewhere's not going to want you if you're acting like this. So you kind of have to go, and that's what kind of made him go into the arena that night. Anything that happened after that, I don't know. Looking from the promo on Wednesday, if this is a work shoot, it's definitely done very well, because like SP mentioned, after the promo, nobody mentioned it. Like it's like nothing happened.
Like it never happened. Right, exactly.
Like,
right.
I'm like, so you're not gonna address this man cursing y'all boss out on TV.
Right,
like,
right.
He's gonna go on to the next match, and what happened before that? Like I'm missing something here. Like what? Like am I in the Twilight Zone? Like so.
Unlike
WWE,
where they tell everybody shit just happening for like
weeks,
you know,
like they play it over and over again. They just kill it. And I feel like AEW does a great job at like depending on the audience to tell the in between stories, because I'm pretty sure they knew that somebody in the crowd is recording and would catch CM Punk coming out there to try to talk MJF off the ledge, which led to MJF jumping into the crowd. That's exactly what happened. Because as soon as the commercial break was over, we got videos on social media immediately like, yo, this is what happened with MJF. So they didn't need to say it on TV because it's on social media. One thing about AEW, I will say, and I'm pretty sure one of you guys was on the Medium Scrum last Thursday when Tony Khan said that anything that happens behind the scenes, he doesn't mind it being done on screen. Like he'll use it for that matter.
Right.
So for him to say, I'm not taking any questions about MJF after this Medium Scrum on Sunday, says a lot to him letting it play out on the screen. So with all of this happening right now, I definitely think that they did come to an agreement. Let's be honest, like MJF has a valid point of needing more money, but you have to meet them halfway. Like you can't compare what you signed 2 years ago to people that's coming in right now. The revenue is different. Right. People are making more money. You know what I'm saying? Like people that's why a lot of people didn't get re-signed this time, because they wasn't worth what they thought they were worth, and then they let go. You have to accept that. Like, the company is growing. So as the company grows, contracts grow. So when you go back to the table to renegotiate, expect whatever you're going to expect. You can't expect, you signed a contract 2-3 years ago and then you want more money now. Like, no, you should throw that beforehand, that you was worth more than this and that you had faith in the company. At the end of the day, I feel like all this is great for wrestling. Let's be honest. Like, this is being handled very well.
Yes.
And low key, I feel a lot of this is taking shots at WWE in their situation with Sasha and Naomi. Like the whole taking the page down and the merchandise down and all this other stuff. Like, this is like them playing off of that. Like, this just happened last week. in a shoot situation.
A matter of just 2 days,
right. So why not put it in a work situation as well and let it play out? Like Tony Khan always says, his biggest teachers are the downfall of WCW and the rise of WWE. So he watches those two very, very well. So I'm pretty sure he's paying attention to all of that and using it to his advantage. Overall, I think this is going to be great. MJF will be AEW champion by the end of this year. I can see him taking it off CM Punk. And kind of like, I'm saving this company from these WWE guys. I can see the split happen eventually, where it's like AEW versus these other guys. Like, I can see it all go down, and then this whole sports entertainment thing with Jericho kind of plays into it as well. It's just gonna be great. I just love where it's going right now. Like, I'm enjoying all of this. Yeah. Well, on this side of wrestling, I don't know about the other side, but this side of wrestling is going pretty well. I'm enjoying it.
So, Krssi, my question for you is, do you believe this was always a work, or was it a shoot that became a work? And if it's the latter, when do you believe it became a work?
Okay, so I didn't believe that it was a work right away, because he was clearly, unhappy. And like Blue said, you can't expect to receive something that you signed when this was a starter company. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you were one of the babies of this company. You started with them. Yes, you knew what you were capable of doing. We are now 3-4 years into this whole company. Yes, he's paid these WWE guys that were, he's paid them more because of where they came from. So he has to match what they were receiving. So you can't be mad when it's just like sports. When someone is traded from another team, you got to give them what they were already receiving. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, it's like trade. You gotta. So now, yes, you can come to the table saying, yes, I want more. You have to wait for that contract to end. But don't be a baby and have these temper tantrums and say, oh, I need more. No, it is great for business. It looks good. It is going well for this side of this company. Great. And like you said, we're going to take down all our merch. We're going to follow what these other guys are doing and make it, and we'll be even more petty and do the same thing, because it's going to make us look good. We're going to have more eyes on us. You understand what I'm saying? That promo, oh my God. I mean, wow. I just sat there and I was like, is he doing this for real? And then he just kept going on. Then he cussed. He cut, like, they didn't bleep it. They didn't bleep it. And I was like, oh, wait, TBS is really doing this. And then he said WWE guys. I was like, no. I had to sit there I wish I had something to eat. And I was like a popcorn. I was like, damn, this is great. Like, wow. I don't remember the question SP just asked me, but I'm just telling you what I was just thinking about. Anywho,
what I asked is, you kind of answered it from the beginning. That you don't think it started out as a work.
I don't.
But
right.
Where do you think it became a work?
Oh, okay. Once they told him that he had to come to work, and it didn't look right. Kind of like playing off of the whole WWE thing, like the girl didn't show up to work or whatever. But they did show up, they just left. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's at the slot machines, he didn't do the meet and greet, which is fine. Like, he just is not happy with where he was at. But again, I think it turned over and said, okay, you can play this out. Like, tell them how you feel. Go against that. Tell the fans what you're feeling. And then the fans are going to eat from that. They're going to absorb it. And they were like, you know what? Yeah, he does deserve something more. However, you have to wait to get it. You will get it. I'm sure Tony Khan will be an idiot not to give him what he wants. If you let this man go, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, they can survive over there, but it'll be bad to lose you, friend. They need you over there. They need you in AEW. They need MJF. You have to stay there. You cannot go to the other side because now yes, they will give you the bag over on the other side, but you will not be this MJF. I'm just saying that. So yes, it turned into go ahead.
No, go ahead. Just stay your time. Go ahead.
I think that it turned into something more once they made him come back and say, okay, look, we understand what you're feeling. We understand, him and Tony probably talked to him like, listen, we're gonna fix it. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. Just go out there and just do what you need. Just do what you want to do. Do what you feel is best. So probably by like Sunday, Wednesday time or whatever, that's when he was like, all right, do your thing, friend.
I think to a testament to that is too, like they allow Cody to go because Cody's always been a WWE guy. Like that's no surprise. It was whatever. But to let MJF leave would be totally different. It would hit different in the case of like the same situation. And on top of that, I find it very interesting that they constantly mention WWE guys, but AEW doesn't just sign WWE guys. They've signed other people from other promotions as well, but that's not being mentioned. It's just a focus on these WWE guys. I find that very interesting to playing into the storyline as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of interesting elements to here. We have a question that kind of echoes the question I was going to ask you here from John Elite. What do you guys think? Would you say it's on the same level as Punk's pipe bomb or better? What would you say, Blue?
Ooh.
I would say it's
better.
It's hard. I would say it was better. I call this one a nuke bomb, a nuclear bomb, not a pipe bomb, but a nuclear bomb. Because this was like out of nowhere. This been played out for a while. The CM Punk stuff was built into a storyline from the get-go. Like you seen it play out in front of your face. You didn't really hear much from the blogs like that. It was like, yeah, he might leave. But they played it out on TV straight out. This one is more so like we've seen it played out on TV. We've seen it play out backstage. We can see it really happening in real time. Like the CM Punk leaving with the title, that was amazing. Chef kiss for that moment of time. When you look back at it, you should have known. Right. When you look back at it, you should have known what was happening. In this case right here, this is totally different. Like this is this is a nuke bomb, like nuclear bomb, in my opinion. This is passing a pipe bomb, so yeah, better.
I think Punk's pipe bomb was better, but that's only because I can take a step back and 11 years later see the impact of that promo, and it led to Paul Heyman coming back, it led to Brock Lesnar coming back, it led to John Laurinaitis being a focal point, it led to Triple H being a part of management now, because before that Triple H was just a wrestler to most people who weren't smart fans. They didn't know Triple H had a position of power in WWE, and then Punk pulled the curtain back on that. So that's why I say I would say delivery wise though, MJF was better because you felt how he felt. He made you feel, like he said in the promo, he's the only guy back there that can make you feel. He made you feel, and the way he kind of turned the crowd around with that crowd that booed him out the building at the Forum when he came out, and how he was able to get them to start clapping for him, to start cheering for him. That's why I say the delivery was better, but the content itself, I would say Punk's pipe bomb was better. What about you, Krssi?
See, okay. At that point, I kind of missed that Summer of Punk CM thing. That time I kind of checked out wrestling around that time, so I missed all of that. However, I remember seeing it and rewatching all of it. I think that MJF took a couple of his lines and little things and sprinkled in his own stuff because someone put it on, online. They always got to do a comparison, so you see all of that. Delivery, yes, was I called the MJF one a little bit more better. But the CM Punk one was the thing that was like a buildup of like things all like put into a story. So it did bring back a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, you have great points, SP. But I'm gonna go MJF side and say his was a little bit better.
It's fair. That is fair. That's what we're here to talk about these things. We all got different opinions.
There's no wrong answer.
Oh yeah, there's no wrong answer when it comes to this. We got Data is King who says CM Punk should still do promos while he is recovering from his injury, like Stone Cold did. I think CM Punk should be on commentary on Wednesday. I think he should be on commentary at Forbidden Door for when they determine the interim AEW World Champion.
He has to be there. He can't miss Chicago. You can't miss that.
And then
put on
talking
a boot,
about,
you'll be fine.
Then talking about MJF,
walk around, it's all right.
Then talk about MJF's promo. I am Mike Ashman, who says most definitely a work shoot. AEW good at bringing issues behind the scenes, coming to peace, and utilizing real life issues for TV/storyline purposes. MJF has leveled up overall from this and the rest of the roster. He also says the problem is pro wrestling currently is that we don't get that raw emotion. It's true what MJF says. The workers that make you feel something is what makes a professional wrestling product shine. And I totally agree with that comment. Like MJF, he was spitting some facts, and I think that's why the people started cheering him after a while. The guy that has been the biggest heel in professional wrestling, he was getting cheered because he was spitting some facts throughout that. But
he also played a part into it when he told him to cut off his music. He threw his scarf down. Was like, "Yo, I'm talking to you as a person, not a wrestler," type situation. Like that kind of got the crowd into behind him as well. Like, all right, we breaking character, bet.
Right.
He said this is not MJF. This is Max Friedman talking. But the question is, what did everybody else in the AEW locker room think about all of this going on? And that brings us to the other half of the story. Per Dave Meltzer in the latest. In the latest of the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there was some in the company unhappy and talent and executives being left in the dark with this whole MJF situation. Meltzer wrote, due to the nature of the business, many wrestlers in the company, including key people, believed it to be a work, even from the start. Some just played it off like it's wrestling and whatever, but others weren't so happy about it. One noted being very unhappy about it and believing that playing games with talent and keeping executives in the dark on key issues was something they had hoped this company would never do, and one called it a sloppy work that in the long run would benefit nobody. Fightful Select spoke with a lot of talent at the company about the matter and reports that most of the talent's reactions range from the idea that it's always been a work from MJF's side and the idea that it wasn't a work but is one now. One talent said that they would be very frustrated if they found out that the situation had been a work any further than this past weekend, noting that they'd talked to both MJF and Khan in confidence in an effort to figure out what was going on, and all accounts were that there were real issues. Khan had indicated to people that working the talent is not something that they would have to expect, and as has been noted, several talents had to do extra unscheduled work at the meet and greet to cover for MJF's no-show and weren't told anything about a work. One talent said that they tried to stay away from stories from MJF on interviews and Twitter because of his tendency to stay in character, but the notion that MJF is always working was repeatedly shot down, and one talent said if he acted like MJF all the time, he probably wouldn't still be working here. That talent did say they've noticed more frustration from MJF this spring, and a longtime friend of the star said that MJF was adamant to them that it wasn't a work but that it reeked of desperation to make something happen on screen, and they don't think Tony Khan or AEW would allow MJF's promo on TV without a plan. Several people on the roster said that they were sympathetic to MJF being frustrated about the contracts for original talent compared to those for incoming free agents. No one could or would confirm that Khan had been or in on this work, though most believe that the situation turned into such as of the meeting between them on Monday following Double or Nothing. It was noted that those feelings do not reflect the whole locker room and just those talents spoken to. In a post on Twitter, though, a talent has made himself very, very clear, or in storyline, in character, very clear. Chris Jericho seems seemed to address the MJF AEW situation. Although he didn't name MJF specifically by name, he put out on Twitter, "For the record, AEW is the best sports entertainment company I've ever worked for. At Tony Khan is the best boss I've done business with. If certain talents feel they're undercompensated, maybe you're not as good as you think you are. Go elsewhere, please. You'll be begging to come back." And WrestleNomics also had some information and said that minute-by-minute numbers for this past Wednesday's Dynamite, with MJF's promo falling between the second and third quarter hour, was the highest rated quarter hour for the show, while quarter three was the lowest. The MJF promo occurred around 6 minutes into quarter hour number 2 window and spilled over into 2 minutes of quarter hour number 3, and the drop-off was significant once MJF stopped talking. And this week's Dynamite did 969,000 viewers, so it was an improvement over the last couple of weeks. So, Krssi, I'll ask you first. The other side of this that Meltzer noted is that, MJF, after Sunday, he got squashed. He took the 10 power bombs from Wardlow, and everybody thought he was going to take time off. But we're coming out and we're here on Saturday. MJF's the most talked about guy. Wardlow, not so much. Do you think that this MJF promo hurt the impact of Wardlow's win that had been built up for 2.5 years at Double or Nothing?
Ooh, maybe, because I'm like, why did MJF get squashed? So, I mean, we knew he was going to lose. Yes, granted. In that fashion, I was like, wow, like he really just like took all these power bombs and just like lost, and not badly, but I was like, why did he have to lose like that?
Oh no, it was badly. No, but I feel like that was what it was. It was supposed to be, though. That's what it should have been after all this buildup.
You know what? You're right, because he put Wardlow through hell. I mean, like hell. Like it was a lot. He the man was handcuffed for like weeks. He had to like sit in the back with nobody. Like he was like in the pyramid box where you get the penalty box. Excuse me, the penalty box in the hockey game. You have to sit there and just be quiet and just like you can't play with all the other kids now. So yeah, I guess in that fashion it did make sense. But yes, we're not talking about Wardlow. And then Wardlow has a match on Wednesday against some rando, Jabba, and it just was like, okay, whatever, sure. And then he's like the number 1 contender. Great. That's it. I don't remember anything else about Wardlow.
That is true. I hate to say
and
it.
So it kind of is hurting, But maybe they'll rebuild up him, and he's like one of their big guys. Hopefully, he's not the dude that's like with Jake the Snake with the braids. He won't be like him. What's his name?
Lance Archer. Yeah,
that guy.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Blue, what do you think about the whole impact of Wardlow's win after MJF's been like the talk of the town? And also, do you think that Tony Khan should be more open with his roster on the whole workings of this MJF storyline?
I don't think this hurt Wardlow, because the thing about this is that we kind of knew that even with MJF taking his L, it wouldn't hurt MJF. This is why it was a perfect situation for them. Whereas MJF can take this L and still be who he is, no problem. It's up to Wardlow to now carry his W and continue that momentum. And he's got to put better people in front of him and give him better matchups. I don't think it was a good idea to put him against workhorse Jade Drake on Wednesday after a big win like that. After a big one like that, let him celebrate, set up his next opponent, and keep it moving. Like, you don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't need that match. Like, it's already established that he's very dominant. He just dominated your biggest heel. So set up his next opponent. That's the only thing I think they fumbled with him on Wednesday. In terms of the locker room, if it's not your storyline, why do you care?
Don't worry about it. What? Right.
Like, why do you care? Why do you need to be put in? Like, you don't need to be in the know. Enjoy the show like everybody else. Why do you need to know? If somebody asks you, is this a work? I don't know. I'm not worried about that. If it is, it got me as well. Like that's the answer to. That's the answer. Like, why would you care about another person's storyline? Like, let it play out. Why do you need to know? Because we've learned that you can't be mad at Tony Khan, because we've learned that when too many hands are in the pot, everybody gets the information. Right now, nobody knows what's going on. We're all running off the idea that this is a work because of how it's set up. but nobody knows definitely, and that's the best part of it. When there's too many people in the know, everybody knows what's going on. It takes away from the feel. Like, I think somebody put in the chat that MJF mentioned on his promo, like, wrestling is missing emotion because we already know. When you already know something, then you're not really excited to see it. You just want to see it play out. We don't know. That's what's the exciting part about this. So if everybody knows, then it makes no sense. So yeah, I think that the locker room needs to just mind their business and keep it moving. Like, worry about your storyline and keep it moving.
Coworkers at work all the time. They always got some shit to say when one of the employees did something. So it's all gossip. It's just like it's any other workplace.
Yo, once they check, they getting paid 50 cents more. Nah, we gotta go back. Exactly. We gotta get that 50 cents.
Blue.
Like no, like
you're absolutely. It's the same shit. You're so right. It's like all employees,
like,
you all work
they got
the same
They got
place.
paid for that time off. Nah, I need time off too. Like, I need time off too. Like, just worry about your lane.
He always late. He ain't never get in trouble. I need him to get in trouble because when I'm late, they call me.
Mind your business. Do what you got to do. just play your part. Just play your part, man.
Just play your part. Yep. Mind your business. It doesn't even matter. That's why I was like, Dave Meltzer was like, it made it look worse. Like, shut up.
No, everybody don't need to be in the know. Executive, wrestler, whatever position you have, you don't need to know. Just know that it's bringing money to the company. If it's not hindering you from getting your paycheck, you good.
Right.
Keep it moving.
I love it.
I agree with that. No one asks you your opinion, but they do ask Dave Meltzer's opinion sometimes. I don't know, but that's okay. Like no one cares what you wanted to say about this. Like it's all right.
Don't have to know everything.
I did get Dave's point because the AEW, the reason why their fans love the company so much is because they're the cool company. And MJF, the biggest reactions that he got was when he made AEW seem uncool for how they favor ex-WWE guys. He basically played into all the comments that Jim Cornette makes about AEW, the All Friends Wrestling. That's a line from Cornette. So just it skews the way this AEW crowd will probably view it if they continue on this path. So I understood that point of it, but I do agree with the people in the back, just mind your business, stay in your lane. This is not your lane. This is MJF's lane. But the final question on this MJF drama here, Blue. What do you believe? What do you believe? Well, we did MJF and CM Punk, the top news stories here.
Okay,
MJF, what do you think is the end game for this story with MJF?
MJF being heavyweight champion, he has to beat CM Punk. Because at the end of the day, he's been doing CM Punk style promos. He's been this is back to his feud with CM Punk to begin with. You're coming here to put cancer into this company like you did the last company that you was with. You know what I'm saying? That's the idea. Like once you become champion, you become power hungry. Us AEW originals have to save this company from you ex-WWE guys. Like we can't same thing with, think about it. Same thing with Hammond Adam Page. That's his thing. Hammond Adam Page directly said the exact same thing. Was like, you're bringing a cancer to this company. You're being champion is not what's best for this company. Like it's us. It's our company now. Like you've had your time. You're from the other place. Like you're not from here. You're not original.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the end goal for MJF is like, I got to pay. I'm gonna save this company from these people, and eventually he's gonna be the face of the company. Like whether people like it or not, he's gonna be the face of this company, and he's gonna be the reason that they save AEW from the other guys. Like, and that's the way I see it.
Ooh, would that be a story? It'd be like the AEW guys versus the old WWE guys, and then that'd be an angle as well too.
Yeah, like for a Bloods and Guts or a War Games type match, or that's what I'm saying. The pillars, like the pillars of AEW, they never really came together. They've all showed respect for each other.
Like some of the pillars don't even really like each other. Right, they don't like each other.
They never come together
none of them like MJF. Yeah, none of them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right. Oh, this is good.
So they eventually have to come together to save the company. Like, that'd be interesting. That'd be dope.
More WWE guys are gonna come. More of them are coming.
What do you think, Krssi? What do you think is the end game for this MJF storyline?
Yeah, he's gonna be he's already one of the faces and pillars of this company. So I agree with what Blue was saying. I have to echo back off of that. It is a thing where he has to I'm gonna put this company on my shoulders type of deal. And I have to save it from you guys because, again, I feel like more WWE guys will come eventually. Not yet. Some are coming. They're still lingering in the background. They all can't come now, but they will come eventually. So yeah, it will be something like that where the pillars of the company will have to save it from you guys. Like, you guys been doing this for years, blah 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 blah. We know what we're doing. We don't like. It's gonna be like, oh, we don't need you young cats. We can do this. We can save this company. You're like, no. You weren't here when it started, and we're gonna save. We're gonna make sure that it stays that way. We're the top guys. We're gonna save the company ourselves. We don't need you, W. We didn't need you before. You understand? We were surviving without you. So I think that's where it will all play. It's all like a stirring of the pot. This is so good and juicy.
You wasn't with us shooting in the gym.
That's what I'm saying.
That's basically what the pillars have to say. I think that it's a combination of what you both just said. But I think it's more of a story about MJF. I don't think it's about bringing the pillars together because he's selfish. This is the MJF character that we all know and love. And his promo was like parts 2011 CM Punk, but also parts 1996 Brian Pillman. And I think we're gonna get the scenario where this is another reason that backs up my point why CM Punk shouldn't have relinquished the AEW World Championship, because it's MJF that needs to end his reign. It's not injury. It's MJF. MJF needs to be the one, especially after Punk becomes the undisputed AEW World Champion. It needs to be MJF that beats him, because it fulfills the story and fulfills his prophecy after Revolution. After Revolution, when he lost to Punk in the dog collar match, he came out on Dynamite and said, the next time I verse CM Punk, it will be the most embarrassing loss of his career. So he needs to beat him, and not only he's taking the AEW World Championship from him, he is taking the title of the company that brought CM Punk's love back to professional wrestling, and he's going to threaten to bring it to the company that killed CM Punk's love of professional wrestling. The perfect scenario in my eyes is MJF wins the title at a pay-per-view, and then the following Dynamite, he comes out on air, he's on the video screen, and he's outside, he's cutting a promo with the AEW World Championship, and they pan out, and he's standing in front of the WWE Performance Center, or he's standing in front of WWE headquarters. You can blur out the sign because AEW fans are smart marks. They're smart fans. They will know what the sign is, even if you blur it out. That's what they need to do. It needs to be MJF becoming CM Punk and CM Punk becoming John Cena. It's Money in the Bank 2011 all over again.
And I feel like when we was having this conversation this morning in terms of like Phil, and we was like in the spaces, and he made a great point. Like, MJF point has always been the Punk, like, why are you acting like this baby face? You're not a baby face. You're exactly like me. And you're panning to these crowds, but that's not who you truly are. That's not who I loved back in the day. And if you think about it, if CM Punk was in Hangman Adam Page's position on Sunday, he would have used the title and hit Hangman Adam Page with it and take the win, and the crowd would have loved it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this even dates back before the MJF feud, because Eddie Kingston said it. Eddie Kingston was the first one who said it. You're an asshole. You're not.
Yes, you're right.
Everybody said the same thing.
Everyone, you guys, you are just sprinkling
Everybody's
some
saying
gems
the
this
same
morning.
thing.
What is happening? Well, it's afternoon for you over there, but I'm just saying, like, this is just wow.
Everybody been calling him out, and he's been trying to prove them wrong. Like, no, I'm a good guy. Eventually, he has to be like, okay, you guys, you were right. Like, I'm an asshole.
I'm a jerk.
Like,
yeah,
like, this is who I am.
You're a jerk.
And you are all sheeps, and y'all followed me.
Exactly.
Y'all all sheeps that followed me.
That's
believed every word that I said. Like,
I'm hoping Punk is back for September so we can get Moxley versus Punk at All Out to determine the undisputed AEW World Champion, and then give me Punk versus Kingston in New York at Grand Slam, and that's when the CM Punk heel turn happens. Him cheating Eddie Kingston in New York, nuclear heat, and then MJF is
that's
the
nuclear
savior
bomb you were talking
of
about,
AEW.
Right there,
That's bringing it all together. That's just brilliant stuff.
When is it in September again? Is that Arthur Ashe again?
Yeah,
Arthur Ashe September.
It's probably going to be after All Out. So let us know in the live chat what you think about this whole CM Punk injury, the interim AEW World
Let's figure it out.
what you think about MJF and his whole drama. Of course, your super chat donations. If you have a comment you want us to feature on screen, that is the best way to do it. Any dollar amount, it matters and it counts, and we'll highlight it on screen as we talk about what we missed. And what we missed, we got to talk about, of course, AEW Double or Nothing. We touched on it a bit with our two top stories here. You, of course, at AEW Double or Nothing last Sunday, you had CM Punk defeat Hangman Adam Page to win the AEW World Championship in an excellent main event. Like Blue said, Hangman had the opportunity to use the title but didn't take it, and Punk won with the go to sleep. The Jericho Appreciation Society beat the Puerto Rican Combat Club in an absolutely insane anarchy in the arena. This anarchy in the arena was just as good, just as crazy as the first Stadium Stampede. You had Thunder Rosa defeat Serena Deeb to retain the AEW Women's World Championship in a brilliant technical wrestling clinic. You also had Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus beat Swerve in Our Glory and Team Taz to retain the AEW World Tag Team titles in an awesome three-way. Jade Cargill beat Anna Jay to retain the TBS title after a distraction from the debuting Stokely Hathaway, who is Jade's new publicist. And then after the match, Athena, the former Ember Moon, made her debut in AEW. House of Black defeated Death Triangle in an absolute banger of a trios match after Julia Hart turned heel and joined the house by spitting Miss Impact.
That was my match tonight. That was my match.
And we also had the Hardys beat the Young Bucks in a fun tag team bout, and also Wardlow defeating MJF, like we said earlier, with 10 power bombs. Miss Krssi Luv, you said your match of the night, it was Death Triangle versus House of Black. Why? And also, of course, we also mentioned Adam Cole and Dr. Britt Baker becoming the Owen Hart Cup champions for the men and the women. Miss Krssi Luv, what was your match of the night? House of Black, Death Triangle. Why?
It was just from when it started, it just was like pop after pop. Like it was just so good. Like all the guys played off each other. I loved it. And then you had Julia Hart come out, and she's a part of the team. Like, you know, she's been like teasing us like little by little. She had her face painted. It was just so good. The whole show was great. But damn, then you had the trios match, tag match with Swerve and that name right there. Oh my God! Like, give it to Swerve. We was on the watch along. Like, it was just like it was like after. I know I was late to the watch along, but I was there. It was just so good. Then Serena Deebs and Thunder Rosa technical wrestling women's match. I mean, we knew that was going to happen, even if they didn't have a build up. That we can't, we're not going to talk about that part. But we knew that the women were going to deliver, and they still delivered in the spot that they were in, because I said they should have went on like 3-4, but they came further down, and they were still so good. Thunder Rosa's outfit, I mean, my God, wow, amazing. I mean, I could go on and talk about the show, but that was my highlights of the night. There you go.
What about you, Blue?
I feel like, again, it was a great night. It was kind of longer than what it usually is. But I tell people that AEW 4-hour pay-per-views are okay because they don't do pay-per-views every month. So 4 hours is fine. Right. They went they went a little bit longer than 4 hours, but that's because of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. They had to give us some matches that could have been on Rampage, on Dynamite. We get it. Right. You have to extend that time to make sure that their main event was seen like it was supposed to be seen. There's some things that just have to happen. Serena Deebs and Thunder Rosa, like Krssi said, we going into it, everybody complained about the promos, all that other stuff. But one thing that we always knew was that this match was going to deliver. And even though we knew it was going to deliver, it over-delivered because nobody realized it was going to be this great in between those ropes, and the story that those two women told. It was amazing. For me, like I said, it was match of the night. If you say the tag team matches were better, I would not argue it, because that triple tag team title match was amazing. Like, I love Swerve in the Glory. I love FTR. FTR. Taz's group. I love those two.
Oh, groups. Yes. Ugh. I wanted one of them to win, but it's okay.
Right. Jurassic Express should have lost the title.
They should have.
But I get it. I get it, marketing wise, with Jurassic Park coming out with a new movie. You kind of want to hold the title a bit longer so you can get some buy-ins with that.
And they teased us with Christian. They teased us
right,
on
with
Wednesday.
Christian's supposed to be turning on them soon.
Yes,
so I get it. They want to hold on. They want to hold on a little bit longer and wait till after the movie is done so they can get some spots with them, get some money. I get it. But if this show was that with Team Taz winning on Wednesday, the winning one, they're gonna be the ones that dethroned Jurassic Express because they dominated the tag team and just walked out. It was like we didn't even take that pin type shit. So we can wait to see that come right back into full forward. The main event was good. Like, it was a great pay-per-view in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. The TBS title match was amazing. Even though people always, get on Jade, but Jade gets better in the ring. Whether you like it or not, she's gotten really, really good.
She's being taught by the best. Ropes. Like she's being taught by Rio and Danielson. Yeah. She's getting better. She's showing her work every time she gets in the ring. She's getting so much better. So you can't be mad at Jay. I wish they would have shown us her firing homeboy for
I think they're still working together. I think it's still her team. Like, that's her lawyer.
Yeah,
Stokely's like her publicist.
Exactly. That's why they said they were aligned with Stokely being the publicist.
Damn,
I think
so
that was
smart. Jesus.
That was the reason why. We got a super chat donation here from my boy Blue. Thank you so much, Blue. We appreciate that. Just saying, insert comment here. Yes, that's all you have to do. If you have an opinion, if you want your voice being heard, do like Blue. Insert your comment there. Super chat donation, the best way to have your comment highlighted on screen or read by one of us here. Also this week, besides AEW Double or Nothing,
wait, real quick. I'm sorry. Yeah, I want to interrupt. The Owen Hart Cup Finals.
Yeah,
I was not a fan of Ruby. I was not a fan of Britt Baker winning. We can't get this girl everything. We cannot give her everything. That doesn't make sense to me. I get it. Y'all wanted two heels to win it because Owen Hart was mainly a heel, and it plays great to the fact. But Britt Baker can't win everything. Like, if you had to turn Ruby Soho heel for this to work, you should have did that. Because again, we can't. She just came off a lengthy title run.
Right.
Give some other women on the roster some stain to build up your division. You can't keep running back to her like the same way they treated Thunder Rosa this past week. They need to do better with this. Like, I don't know. That's my opinion.
No. You have a fair.
We echoed the same thing on the roundtable review. Even someone who's a big Britt Baker fan like Jimmy, he even said Ruby
keeps getting all the L's. I'm sorry. Stop giving Ruby all the fucking L's. It has to stop some kind of way. Like she deserves some type of And I get she's on TV. We're seeing her more, but it's like, come on. Like she took all the L's where she was at before. Like, stop it. Come on. I want better for her.
I said Jimmy said it best. They had 3 or 4 different options to win this tournament. Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Ruby Soho, and they chose the one person who didn't need to win this tournament. I was totally fine with Adam Cole winning the men's tournament, but once they didn't do the presentation after Adam Cole won, I was like, oh God, Britt Baker's gonna win because they're not gonna have Ruby Soho stand up there with Adam Cole for Martha Hart's speech. I was like, they're gonna make this the power couple, and that's exactly what happened. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Thunder Rosa didn't get to go to the media scrum, but we're going to talk about Thunder Rosa and some apparent frustration that she has when we get to the news rundown. But we also had AEW Dynamite this week. The show was, of course, highlighted by the aforementioned amazing MJF pipe bomb promo. You also had CM Punk and FTR beat Max Caster and the Gun Club in a fun trios match. I think the spot where he got his foot hurt was when he slipped off the top rope. When he slipped off the top rope on the springboard, I think that's when his foot was injured. After the match, Punk challenged anyone from New Japan Pro Wrestling for Forbidden Door, and it was none other than the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, who accepted the challenge. The Undisputed Elite defeated Darby Allin.
You see those flips? A Dominican lady did that.
I told you. That's the auntie on Easter hairstyle.
Yo,
he got it popping. The Undisputed Elite defeated Darby Allin, Matt Hardy, Christian Cage, and Jurassic Express in an awesome 10-man tag. You also had Tony Storm and Ruby Soho beat Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter in a
didn't really
superb
count.
tag team bout. But that was a great match. That was like the
And
best
it was a good match. I
Dynamite.
wish they would have got their wins somewhere. You know, it was a good match. I just wish they got their wins.
That was a great match. I'm not going to take anything away from it. That was great. That was an absolute banger. I don't care what happened on Sunday. That I was pleased with. The returning Miro defeated Johnny Elite. I was very happy to see the Redeemer back. We also had Jon Moxley defeat Daniel Garcia in a bloody main event. Eddie Kingston and William Regal challenged the Jericho Appreciation Society to blood and guts on June 29th in Detroit. And Ortiz
wanted to say War Games, but he couldn't. It's okay.
And Ortiz watches True Heel Heat and heard what Krssi Luv said about Jericho's ball spot because he cut some of Jericho's hair to set up a hair versus hair match in 2 weeks at Road Rager.
Just get a baldy. It's okay. It's fine. You know, just do it.
Blue, what was your highlight outside of the MJF promo from this week's AEW Dynamite?
The funny thing is that it's kind of dealing with the MJF promo. One of my highlights is that after MJF cut that promo, he threw out two WWE former wrestlers into a match because right after that was Miro versus Johnny. So that was a perfect booking. Like he did all this rant about ex-WWE guys, and the next match we got was the WWE guys. I feel like the women's tag team match was definitely great. The Undisputed Elite and Bullet Club teaming up was like a good foreshadow for Forbidden Door because I keep saying, Adam Cole and Red Dragon's gonna join Bullet Club and they're gonna force Young Bucks to pick between, being, Elite or being Bullet Club when Omega comes back. So I'm loving that they're so much into tune right now. So when it's time to make that choice, to make that split, Bullet Club's gonna run this whole wrestling world again, whether people like it or not. They're on the rise for that.
Please, let's go. I need it in my veins now. Let's do this. Come on, well, stop taking so long to do it.
And of course, the biggest highlight for me was outside the women's tag team match, which was very amazing. Was the main event, like Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley. My God, when Daniel Garcia took that exploded suplex on top of the steps, I was like, yo, is he alive?
And they kept saying they was going overtime. They never go overtime. They said, no, we're going to stay here. They said, no, we're staying here. And I was like, wait, it's 10-10. Like, how they go off at 10 o'clock though. So I'm like, what's happening? Right. But they stayed on.
That was MJF fault. He went overtime.
It's okay though. I love it.
It has to do with they had the Warner Media people there, and apparently Tony Khan had good meetings with them, so they gave him 5 extra minutes on Dynamite. I'm all for it. Do that every week, please.
Do it every week, please. Pay extra. You have the money. It's okay. Make the fans already paid. It's all right.
We also had last night AEW Rampage, which was also live. You had the aforementioned CM Punk promo to announce his injury and the decision to name an interim AEW World Champion. But my God, I thought Moxley and Garcia was fantastic. I thought, there was a bunch of matches from Double or Nothing. Anarchy in the Arena was amazing and insane. You had Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb was superb in their technical wrestling clinic. Punk and Paige was fantastic in the main event, the 3-way tag, like Blue said. But the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros might have been the best match of the week, and absolutely outstanding.
Well, that's a cheat code at this point.
Oh, it is.
Right.
It is. I said it last night on Sportskeeda. This is like this generation for tag teams in 2022. This is putting in like Ric Flair and Steamboat in the ring with each other. They're putting Okada and Omega together. These guys don't have anything less than a great match, and this was one of the best Rampage matches in the history of the program, with the Young Bucks defeating the Lucha Bros in front of their hometown crowd. You also had Athena made her debut, beating Kira Hogan in a solid contest. Very nice entrance gear, by the way. And Kira Hogan's theme song was on point. You also had Scorpio Sky defeat Dante Martin.
Right here. This is, wow.
You also had Scorpio Sky defeat Dante Martin to retain the TNT title in the main event. Miss Krssi Luv, what did you think about Athena's in-ring debut on AEW?
Amazing. I'm happy. She looks happy. She looks excited to wrestle. One of those girls that, unfortunately, were, talked about, but, for what she looked like and what she was doing. And, now she gets to enjoy, enjoy. She looks very, very happy. Like the smile is just not fake, if that makes sense. Even when she did like her interview with Tony on Wednesday, I just feel like she is just more her, and it's not like something that's just like put on for just like, let me just go to work and just do this really quickly so I can leave. You
Do you read
understand what I'm saying? Huh?
Do you read Twitter?
I mean, I haven't read it today. Oh, lately. Why?
Because there's a lot of discord about this promo and like how people. It's the usual thing where people feel like AEW make these black women and black wrestlers say certain things, and there's a lot of issues with her promo on Wednesday.
Send it to me, friend. I can read it.
Where she said, "Keep it one, honey."
Yeah, with honey, honey, something like that. I don't know what she said, but my thing is that she always cut awkward promos like that. It's not just
she does, but no, she does. She does. Yeah.
I am the patron saint of criticizing Ember Moon's promo style. I said this back in like 2017 that Ember Moon ruined her character the moment she started talking on the mic. The character was supposed to be this dark, mysterious, fire demon, and then she started whining about Asuka cheating, and I was like, you ruined the character. The character's dead now.
She has a naturally whiny voice as well. So, and I think she can't really help that part. So she really should have someone talk for her, or don't just talk at all, really, to be honest, because if you need to be the character that you are, which we like, just don't say nothing. That's what makes you even better.
Kick ass.
And now what I was trying to say from before is like, she just looks happy in general. Now, yes, her promo was kind of trash, but it's okay. Well, not even promo, her interview, but I'm just saying the way she looks on the exterior from what we see, from where she came from, that's what I was trying to get at. Now, yes, they probably made her say some bullshit or whatever. Yeah, great.
No, but here's the thing. Everybody knows that all the people talk on their own. They don't have writers. So everything they're saying is their own saying. So how can you say AEW makes them say certain things when they don't have any writers? It doesn't make any sense.
That's why I don't listen to people who talk out their ass. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, they not making her say that. That's Athena. That's Athena saying that.
Watch her Twitches. Watch her in WWE. It's the same thing.
She's a cornball. Like, it
she's
is what it is.
But she's a nerd.
That's her.
She's a nerd on purpose. She likes being a nerd. That's just what it is, though.
Exactly.
She likes that. Okay. She's like Zelina. They're nerds in real life.
True story.
It's just what it's just, and she has the whiny voice on. It's just her voice. She has the whiny voice, but she's not whining on purpose. Just like, it's just that's who she is, though. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
let her rock.
Back to my let her rock, right? But back to my point, she just looks happy. She looks like she's like, and she's herself. Like, she can be her. That's what I was trying to say.
No, true story. We also had, unfortunately, we got to talk about WWE from last night. They had their SmackDown episode, which had
my god, sorry,
that had the Usos beat Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. After Nakamura was quote unquote injured during the matchup, and then Sami Zayn distracted Riddle by playing Roman Reigns music from the production truck to get the victory for the Usos. Yeah, I love Sami Zayn. You also had Natalya. She defeated Shotzi, Shayna Baszler, Aaliyah, and Xia Li, and Raquel Rodriguez in a six-pack challenge to face Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's title down the road, as they said. He also had Madcap Moss made his return and got disqualified in a match against Happy Corbin, and the two former tag team partners will face in a no-holds-barred match this Sunday at Hell in a Cell. What did you think about Madcap Moss's new look, guys? He's Goldberg now. He doesn't have suspenders, which is an upgrade in general. But man, he's got the whole Goldberg look popping. I guess that's no comment.
Okay, I can speak for a little bit because I have to watch SmackDown, right? So
You do.
the whole coming out of the like ambulance, cute. Okay, fine, different. But then you have black hoochie daddy shorts on. Then you have like the whole copy and paste outfit. I'm like, what is happening like right now? Okay, and people are popping for him, which is cute. But I'm like, come on, like, can we just get like?
To be fair, people are also popping for Shanky dancing.
They okay.
Here's the thing: is people really popping, or is it like question noise?
Right. That's
no. I don't listen anymore for WWE. I look at the crowd. The crowd was literally on their feet for Shanky dancing. They're just they love stupid. WWE crowds are kids and parents.
Yeah,
they love the stupidness.
You're right.
They love the stupidness. They buy that stuff.
Touche.
They buy that stuff. Hey, I say it every week. I see them cheering for Ronda Rousey, despite all the criticism she gets on social media. Every time she comes out, they get on their feet.
Yeah, they do cheer her. But if I get one more New Day match and Butch, Sheamus and the other man, I have to like cut my wrists, man, because
you notice I didn't mention that, right? Because I want to act like that didn't happen
again.
My eyes rolled so far to the back of my head, you wouldn't even imagine when the Brawling Brutes came out to interrupt Big D and New Day. That was just like, I was like,
yo, I'm like, come on, yo. SmackDown has now become the filler show of repeats. It's just to the point where they give us some snippets of what happened on Monday. Then we get the same shit that happened last week, but in a reverse role. Last week we were third. Today we'll be first. Next week we'll be we were first. I mean, last week we were first. Now we're gonna be the main event. Like, give it up. Like, the show was trash. Sami Zayn was great. He's the MVP of the night. As always, he's been for like 3 weeks. I mean, it's just like SmackDown used to be the show for me. It used to be the show of the week. Now we just like, it's just, I don't even know what to say about.
I had a question.
It is a kid show. It is a kid show. You're right. I'm sorry.
Why are we back to Ronda versus Natalya? I thought we did this already.
Did we? When?
No, we did this when they were friends. They're not friends anymore. They haven't even mentioned that they used to be friends. They just are acting like
Natty trained her and helped her get.
I think Natty got so much work done on her face. They think she's a different person.
And her boobs. If her boobs get any bigger.
Oh my. So everybody, it's not just me.
And I love Natalya. I'm like, come on.
It's not just. I told my friend that, and he's like, really? I'm like, yo, go look at her Instagram. She don't look like the same person anymore.
We got Style Hard, who says Natty's turning into Stifler's mom. Yes.
Yo, you're so right. She can't, like, if you look at her, she has no wrinkles. Like, it's like you poke it, it's not gonna move. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Natty was she better not be like Little Kim. Don't do it, please, friend. Stop doing the work, please, because you're a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl.
She was.
You don't need no more work.
I'm like, what is happening here?
Damn.
But I get it. Money. She has to, you know what it is? She's been on the roster a very, very long time. And it's probably one of those things where she feels like she has to keep up her appearance because of the people that comes in. Because remember what Athena said.
The other young girls,
Right.
Yeah.
Remember what Athena said during her interview when they were having meetings at NXT and how they were trying to get them to look like Mandy Rose. You know what I mean? So she has that pressure as well to make sure that she stays on the roster.
Looks like Mandy Rose. She has to stay. She has to stay relevant. She has to look. She has to keep up appearances. Damn. TJ, make her stop, please.
Please stop. WWE NXT 2.0 was this week as well. They did 534,000 viewers. The show was highlighted by.
Right, that's what I was like. I'm surprised. How?
The show was highlighted by Cameron Grimes defeating Nathan Frazier in a tremendous main event. That was a really good match. Nathan Frazier is the former student of Seth Rollins.
Is he?
He used to be known as Ben Carter when he was in AEW. Pretty deadly. Pretty Deadly beat Roderick Strong and Damon Kemp in a pretty good opener after Julius took the bullet for Roddy, causing more dissension in Diamond Mine. And then Roddy said that if Diamond Mine loses at In Your House, if Creed Brothers lose at In Your House, they are out of Diamond Mine. And there was also some wacky Women's Championship Summit to set up the 2 women's title matches for In Your House as well.
Why do the women gotta be like this? Like, why do we have to do? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Surfing Facing Hill. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's very true. This segment was awful. I'm sorry. This was one of the worst segments NXT has put together. It's quite some time.
It's just so NXT. So go ahead, Blue.
Let me get this straight. So they're about to be the pre-show again for the pay-per-view tomorrow.
No, they're on the actual pay-per-view. I don't think there's any pre-show matches for the pay-per-view. Yeah.
Wait, the pay-per-view tomorrow?
Time out.
Premium live event.
2.0 is on Hell in a Cell.
No. It's tonight, actually. In Your House.
Tonight. Oh, it's tonight.
Yeah, In Your House is tonight.
I'm sorry, I don't watch none of this 2.0. I'm sorry. I don't watch none of this 2.0 So
that doesn't show you I wasn't even listening because I'm like, wait, there's an event tonight. Today's Saturday. No, what? I know we have Hell in a Cell tomorrow, but I'm like, wait, NXT is on tonight for real? Like, you're not lying, right?
And I'm gonna make y'all predict the card as well. Yes.
No, I don't want to. Don't make me do it, boss, please.
I pick B on both sides. B straight down.
B. Frantic World says, can we talk about Nikkita Lyons thing? Basically, if
Lyons?
If you haven't seen Nikkita Lyons put up a artist who was a part of the MAGA tour with Donald Trump, and she said that she agrees with the viewpoint. So Nikkita Lyons basically added a K to her first name.
Fuck that bitch and all that shit. You know what? Fuck you, bitch. Nope. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry.
Booty Giuliani, as somebody on
that's
Twitter
the best.
said.
That's one of the
best.
That is actually a great. Wow.
That's the best.
Damn, we were rooting for you, friend. We were rooting for you, and this is what you do.
I think that's all we can say about Nikkita Lyons. I think that's all that needs to be said.
I will never be a fan ever again.
Never
trusted
her.
Bitch. Everything that
when she started rapping,
she goes on the list with the other damn girl that I don't like. Fuck her and her bullshit.
When she started rapping on the blue mic, the blue mic that we use for podcasting, I was like, I don't trust you.
Nope. Fuck her and her bull. I'm gonna unfollow her right now. Wait, hold on.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. WWE Raw, they did 1.497 million viewers, the second lowest viewership of all time on Memorial Day. The show featured a very intense pull-apart brawl with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins ahead of Hell in a Cell after a fantastic promo exchange, especially from Seth Rollins, who made references to AEW and Cody smashing the throne with the sledgehammer. You also had Bianca Belair beat Asuka to build up the three-way at Hell in a Cell, and Shinsuke Nakamura and Riddle defeated the Usos via disqualification. It was an episode of Raw. That's the best I can say about it. I didn't even mention that contract signing because I was so confused on why that main evented the show. Yes, a contract signing with Bobby Lashley, almost an MVP, ladies and gentlemen.
But here's the crazy part, right?
That's Raw.
I haven't really watched like weekly WWE for like 7-8 months now. I did watch the night after WrestleMania.
That is a blessing.
I like to keep a peace in my life, you know. Like I don't want to be in a negative world.
Yeah.
But I did watch after WrestleMania. But I did have a couple of questions actually. One, has Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins feud really lead up to a Hell in a Cell when Cody Rhodes beat her both times? Like, that's confusing to me.
No,
like this
segment on Raw was actually the first time it felt like it was intense enough to be in Hell in a Cell. It just took them 3 months to get here.
Yeah. Well, that part, but
and then two, like, is this like a Raw only pay-per-view because SmackDown is like completely absent from this pay-per-view? When I was looking at the card,
SmackDown now has one official match after last night's edition. Yes, I hope they don't fly Michael Cole and Pat McAfee to announce one match on this show. Please don't do that to them. Please give them the night off.
They'll be there. No, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be there. You know that.
That's just me. That's just me.
My second question.
You're wrong with your. You know what?
That's just
Where's
me.
Braun Breaker? I'm just asking because he was supposed to be the next person to defeat Roman Reigns for the title like 2 months ago, and then like I'll be watching Braun Breaker. That's what That's what they were saying on Twitter. But then, like, I've been watching Twitter, and I don't see nobody talk about him anymore. So I was just wondering what happened.
We'll talk about him when we talk about NXT in Your House later on here.
Okay.
The rest of what we missed, we had New Japan Pro Wrestling Best of Super Juniors 29 finals. Hiromu Takahashi defeated El Desperado in a terrific main event to win the tournament. He's the first man to win 3 consecutive years and the first to win 4 Best of the Super Juniors tourneys overall. You had Impact X Division champion Ace Austin officially joined the Bullet Club by helping them defeat the United Empire. Talking about what Blue was saying earlier, the Bullet Club taking over. You also had Kenta return to the Bullet Club. Also on the show, Sonata made his return and challenged Juice Robinson for the United States Championship. Juice Robinson was out with an appendix issue, which should have required surgery, but apparently he's going to be on the Dominion card next week. And as was Will Ospreay with a kidney infection off the show, and Carl Anderson, who tested positive for COVID. You had GCW down.
Yeah, the double be just busy out here in these streets, son.
It's a lot. It's a lot. GCW Downward Spiral, our producer, Baby Seth, he was there live. I saw him. I took a picture of him standing on a chair while Matt Cardona was versing.
Can you put it on there, please? I want to see.
I'll send it to you. Johnny Game Changer defeated Joey Janela. You also had Speedball Mike Bailey beat Chris Bay in an awesome clash. Jordan Oliver and Nick Wayne defeated ASF and Gringo Loco. Matt Cardona beat Blake Christian despite suffering a bicep injury that will require surgery and keep him out for 6 to 8 months. Ouch. You also had Impact on Access TV was the final thing we missed. Steve Macklin and Moose beat W. Morrissey and PCO in the main event. Following the match, Sammy Callahan once again attacked Moose. You also had Jack Evans was announced as the 5th entrant in the X Division title Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. Honor No More defeated Heath and Rhino. After the match, Honor No More pillmanized Rhino's leg before Frankie Kazarian and Motor City Machine Guns made the save, and this sets up Honor No More versus the Impact Originals at Slammiversary on June 19th, and it's going to be nothing but Impact Originals in this matchup, so we might see some returning stars to Impact at the 20th anniversary. And I see we got a run-in. We had a Harlem Rain earlier. We got another run-in. Hey!
Hi, cutie! Hello!
Say hi.
Hello!
Hello!
You say hi?
He's like Harlem. They ain't got nothing to say. They just want to see.
They just want to be seen.
Yep.
He's like, I'm gonna act shy now. I just wanted to be seen. Love it. I love it. Love seeing the kid.
Adorable.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll see you. Aww.
See? Aw. We were like WWE family show. See? We're not always
Yeah, he would not be watching WWE. I want him to watch quality. Thank you.
Frantic World. I did just say that. I literally just said that. I said Jack Evans is the 5th participant in the X Division Ultimate X match. You got to listen before you put the comments, and send a super chat if you want to be heard. We have our news rundown next. WWE news. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that minds may be changing in AEW in regards to jumping ship to WWE in the future. According to the report, most AEW regulars and top stars were privately saying he wouldn't go to WWE. Some said they never wanted to leave AEW. Others didn't think they'd have a future in WWE due to their size and their current direction of NXT. However, after Cody Rhodes jumped to WWE and became a big star for them, it seems things have changed. His push, along with the money he's earning is said to have changed some minds. So what do you think about that, Miss Krssi Luv? And who, besides MJF being the most
Right.
obvious, who would you say is someone from AEW who should consider jumping to WWE?
Oh, should? Oh, oof, nobody. Don't go over there, guys. It's not the same. You're not going to be treated. You get more money probably, but you're not going to get the same feelings. You're going to be told what to do at work. Some random writer that doesn't even know anything about wrestling is going to tell you to act this way and change your name like 5 times. Don't do it, friends. Just stay where you are, or just go independent. It's the best way to go.
Probably is most likely. A couple of comments here I see that I want to shout out. John Elite saying, man, Bullet Club just keeps getting bigger. As for Ace Austin, that Bullet Club card looks dope. Yes, it does. I like Ace Austin as an addition for the Bullet Club. We also got BC for life. Yes, we are Bullet Club affiliated here, so we respect our leader Jay White and the new addition Ace Austin. And yes, Wolf Chisholm, I didn't mention the Ether. It's Tiffany Stratton promo on Roxy. That was one of the best parts of NXT this week. I only can mention the major stuff on the show, Will Chisholm. I'm sorry. I'll talk more about Tiffany Stratton next week. In an update, Fightful Select is reporting that there had been little, if any, communication between WWE and Sasha Banks and Naomi since their suspension. They were, however, yes, they have ever been able to confirm that the company has canceled all travel plans for the former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. In addition, they are reporting a source higher up in WWE told them that they don't believe Naomi and Sasha Banks' contracts would be frozen if they were not being paid. Although they have been unable to confirm, Dave Meltzer's report in the Wrestling Observer is that they are not being paid currently, and there was also initially some pushback from a few people in WWE over the decision to vacate the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, but ultimately that was the decision taken. And also Meltzer reports that WWE is currently considering scrapping the Women's Tag Team title tournament and the titles themselves in general. Blue, we haven't got your thoughts here on the show about this whole Sasha and Naomi situation. What do you think about the latest report and the situation overall with these two ladies?
You're on mute, friend.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Chris. You always looking me out.
You're welcome.
I should put you on my show. You should replace Jenna. I'm starting to think that should be a good idea.
Wow, I can't replace. That's my friend. Don't do that. I'll come and be on your show. I would love to be on your show. Please just tell me when I need to come. But I can't replace Jenna. No, that's my girl.
She all right. She okay.
Yeah. See, why are you trying to start beef up out here in these streets, friend? I'll definitely come on your show though, for sure.
He's stirring the pot. He's stirring the pot.
Yeah. Right. Let me know what's your availability, and I can just come on to and just wrap it up. I'd love to.
I got you.
I'm there.
With this whole situation, in terms of from what I've learned from the past couple of weeks, is that Naomi's contract, when the situation happened, she only had like 5 weeks left on her contract. So
no,
so if that's consecutive, then they're not frozen, and she should be out of it in like the next 2-3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. And with the same thing with Sasha, Sasha only had like 2 months left on her contract, so they're playing a very good game of chicken, I guess, between WWE and these girls, because they're in the middle of renegotiations to begin with. In terms of the situation, I completely stand behind them, because when you think about it, when you're promised certain things for a division, it's kind of like how FTR was promised for the tag team division, right?
Yes.
To make them stay there and give them more money and stuff like that. When you promise them something and you're not delivering, they have the right to stand up against you. They're artists as well. They have to protect their image. I understand that that's not their characters, it's WWE characters, but they're playing those roles. If somebody didn't agree with how Batman was being handled, whoever's playing Batman, I'm pretty sure they'll be like, all right, I can't play this role because that's going to hurt me in the long run. It's kind of the same thing. I get you sign contracts, but they're independent contractors. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They don't even work for the company officially, to keep it 100. And to say that producers speaking down to these women, and I said this when it first happened. We had a panel between us, Doc from BR, from Bleacher Report, and we also had Patricia from those wrestling girls. and we spoke about this, and I said the issue that I had with this was that I feel like they treated this way because this was black women in general, because there were a few times when Toni Storm disappeared and nobody knew where she went until she got home, that she didn't get called unprofessional. When Charlotte went off script 2 or 3 times on screen and got into a physical fight at one point, and the other disrespected your title, that was being called unprofessional. But when Jeff Hardy, granted, it was in the middle of a match, whatever the case may be, left in the middle of a match, that wasn't being called unprofessional. But the moment that somebody stand up for themselves, they're called unprofessional. And the only thing I see that's different between all these scenarios is these are black women, and that's an issue. The same way when Keith Lee when Keith Lee got released and left the company, he was called problematic. It seems like every time somebody of color leaves this company, it speaks their mind. Instead of it's a problem, and they're called problematic. And that's why a lot of people say, is it about race? I'm not calling WWE racist. I'm not saying that they're racist, but when it's embedded in the way that you look at certain people, you react without even thinking. Like, that's a problem. Like, you see them, like, for them to tell them, oh, just to suck it up and do what they're supposed to do, that's stupid. If they're against it, fix it. And it's a sad situation that this is happening for these women, because Sasha is one of your top drawing person in your company. To me, to be honest with you, she's the face of your company. She's out there doing promo. She's out there constantly at award shows and doing her handles and handle. Naomi, somebody that I mistreated for so many years, even when she was trending like crazy on her own without any push from you. So to see these two women stand up for themselves and then being talked down upon, it's crazy in my opinion. It's not the same situation as everybody else. It's not the same situation as Stone Cold Steve Austin. I understand that you talked down, you did certain things by Stone Cold on screen, but Stone Cold was way more established than these two women that you did. You put more behind him that you did with these two women. Sasha, all she's done in her career was put people over. Sasha's deserved more than what she's been given. Like, there wouldn't be no Charlotte without Sasha. Like, let's be honest about it. Like, Naomi bought y'all a great product idea. That gave freaking The Fiend a custom title, an ugly title, and wanted to charge $1,000 for that title. But when Naomi put lights on her belt, where people would have bought that was an issue. Like, that's the things that I look at, and it's just like, yo, what's the difference? Why couldn't y'all make it work with these two women? They're bringing you money. Like, what's the problem? That's how I really felt about it.
Speak the truth. Speak your truth. Absolutely, I agree. I agree.
I have said everything he has said. I have nothing to say.
Like, Sasha put like most of your roster is over because of Sasha, and she's never had her moment. Like, even her last reign that even lasted the longest was to put over Bianca. Like, she never had her moment. So for you telling her that these tag team titles that she drew up with Bayley, like, y'all got these tag team titles because of her and Bayley, and the division sucks, and she's telling like, yo, we want to rebuild it. Let's rebuild this division. And then now you're telling me that I'm going to a separate program for the women's title against Ronda, and then Naomi's going for a separate program against Bianca? For what? And then what's going to happen with the tag team division? So, yeah, I'll stay behind women.
No, I respect it. Also in WWE news, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that there are currently no plans in WWE to officially end the brand split. The company has unified the WWE and Universal titles as well as the tag team titles, and there has been more crossover between the brands, such as Kevin Owens on SmackDown last week, Shinsuke Nakamura on Raw. SmackDown talent will continue to appear on Raw and vice versa. This time, they will not include any silly explanations. And then WrestleVotes reports that the lack of SmackDown matches currently advertised for Hell in a Cell event should speak volumes. It's an indictment on the roster, a source says. While the brand split isn't ending for all intents and purposes, it's shot. Well, there you go. Speaking of this whole situation with brand split and stuff, the match between Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Usos is still on the cards, but it won't be at Hell in a Cell this Sunday. It's actually on the cards for Money in the Bank in Las Vegas on July 2nd, and this follows up with the fact that Roman Reigns has been removed from all advertisements for Money in the Bank. He was originally supposed to plan to verse Riddle on that show, but as of right now, they are trying to make plans for Roman Reigns to be off until SummerSlam.
Quick question. Again, for a guy that doesn't watch the product, and I just watch pay-per-views. I just watch the pay-per-views, to be honest with you. Quick question. First question is is that if this is not a brand split, then why did you put your titles all in one faction? Your tag team titles and your heavyweight titles, and left the rest of the roster with nothing to fight for. And then
because
Correct.
they want the bloodline to go on both shows.
But you could have just did that because you've been doing that in the past couple of weeks with everybody else.
Hey, you asked the question. I just answered it. I don't. I'm saying.
I know. It's not for you. Not for you. The answer's for the people that makes the decisions. And then two is like, if they're going for the tag team titles, which tag team titles are they going for?
Right.
Oh, they're going for the undisputed tag team.
So they're unifying the titles.
Yeah. They're both the WWE Universal and WWE title are unified, and the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles are unified.
So why are they carrying both?
Because it looks better for them, apparently. So that's I just wear my bin hat and give the answers. I am not here to explain their nonsense. WWE.
But like you have but here's the thing, like you have the titles on this guy that's supposed to be disappeared till SummerSlam, but then it's like, so what is everybody fighting for? Why am I going to these pay-per-views for? To wait till SummerSlam?
Yeah, it's to the point where it's like, now why? Okay, so we have this champion. We made him the champion. He didn't defend it since he got it, right? And then now we have him, and mind you, like we're keeping him covered, like he's like in a cocoon or a bubble, like no one can get to him, no one can find him, no one has seen him. Now what? Nothing.
Because now you got Sami Zayn playing his role on SmackDown,
right?
With
like
the bloodline shirt and everything. So it's like, so you really not expect to see this man until SummerSlam?
Nope.
Is Paul Heyman even on the screen?
Nope.
No, Paul Heyman ain't even. No, right. Jesus.
WWE.
I didn't even think about that. Right.
WWE is signing talent still, though. They are looking to sign Bellator MMA star Valerie Laredo.
Hold on. Stop. No, stop right there. Didn't they just get rid of people?
Yes, they did.
Well, and they said they didn't have no money. I'm confused on everything you said.
Budget cuts. We
ain't got no money, but we signing MMA people.
They got to cut people to bring people in.
According
to Fightful Silver, the fighter is 3-1 MMA record.
This is ridiculous.
She signed to the company and at the WWE Performance Center by mid-July. Apparently, she said to have made 4 or 5 months. She has said to made a great impression with officials and seems like a slam dunk to sign. And Bellator is said to have wanted to keep her on the roster, and her deal with the MMA company would be on hold and resume if she was released from WWE. So they have a contingency plan in place. And speaking of people who were let their contract expire from the company and were former WWE stars, Wrestling Observer Newsletter has an update on Claudio Castagnoli, aka Cesaro. He's said to be laying low and taking time off for family reasons, as he just had a young child. It's unknown if AEW made him an offer and has spoken, but Tony Khan has spoken highly of him, and he did trademark a new name in case he decides to go somewhere other than WWE. However, there is a feeling that Cesaro is likely to be going back to WWE. He is said to be comfortable there, even though he knows he wouldn't be used on top, and that's not confirmed either at this point. And he's only been talking to Conrad Thompson as of late and considering appearing at StarCast weekend during SummerSlam weekend in Nashville.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Also, former WWE stars Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, Wrestling Observer Newsletter has an update on them. They are expected to be returning to wrestling relatively soon. It is noted that in the past that there are people pushing for LeRae to sign with AEW. Meanwhile, Gargano reportedly has an open door in WWE. It's unknown if he'd be pushed to the level he was with the NXT's change in direction, and it's unknown what would be done with him if he went to the main roster. And also, Impact Wrestling is a possibility, but he'd be making much less money there. And another former WWE star, Ric Flair, is apparently teaming back up with WWE for a 2-hour documentary about his career with never before revealed history about the WWE Hall of Famer. This is going to be with Tom Rolando. Flair has been the subject of several documentaries, but this is going to be an official WWE one. So WWE and Ric Flair back together. Everyone's happy, right?
No. But okay.
This is to cover their ass so that he could tell his side of the stories of how he molested women back in the day and slipped Nikki's and
I slipped the Nikki leg, yo. Wow.
I'm trying so hard not to go on another rant with all the things that you just said. I'm really trying not to. But in terms of like people that's going back, like the Cesaro and Johnny, please don't be that. Stockholm syndrome. When you get comfortable somewhere with your abuser and you just stay there. This is not it. Like, please don't do that. like, please go and be loved somewhere else. Believe me, you can be loved somewhere else.
Someone else will love you, man. They'll love you. Right. They'll love you somewhere else.
Do not settle. Please do not settle. I hope you have saved your money enough for the abuse and go live to be happy in paradise.
Someone who can be quote unquote said to be abused because she's been shifted back and forth. Lacey Evans has shifted brands once again.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous. This is another stupidness that we had to talk about. Oh my, I'm sorry.
The decision was made to move Lacey Evans back to SmackDown from Raw over the last couple of days. She was set to make her return on this week's Raw, but that was held off due to her appearance at the NASCAR Coca-Cola 600 on Sunday. Finally, we can move on from WWE news, and we got AEW news, and this one is just breaking news, guys. Got some breaking news here from AEW. They have further clarified their interim AEW world title situation that we talked about earlier. So they have sent out a press release where they said an exciting battle royal featuring many of the top competitors in AEW will open next week's AEW Dynamite live this Wednesday on June 8th from the Independence, Missouri. That same night, the winner of the Battle Royal will meet former AEW World Champion and number 1 ranked Jon Moxley in an eliminator match. The winner of that match will move on to Forbidden Door. Meanwhile, on June 12th in New Japan Pro Wrestling at their Dominion event, Hiroshi Tanahashi will face Hiroki Goto. And the winner of that match, it's going to be an eliminator match. The winner of that match will face whoever wins between Moxley and the Battle Royal winner at Forbidden Door, and the winner will become the interim AEW World Champion at the event on June 26th. So the latest announcement is that we're going to do Tanahashi versus Goto at Dominion, and that's going to determine who faces the guy from AEW at Forbidden Door.
Quick. Can we get that back up real quick? Because there's a very important part at the bottom where it says the person will face CM Punk in a unification match. It didn't say when. Dang, I thought it said when. I'm sorry.
Nah.
Dang, I thought he was going to say when. But this is stupid because we already know Tanahashi's going to beat Goto and move on.
But no, there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, why does Tanahashi just get the match at Forbidden Door?"
Because he's the ace. He's gonna face him anyway.
Hey, wins and losses matter, ladies and gentlemen. But I think we're gonna get Moxley versus Tanahashi, which is a match they've been building to for months because Moxley has been calling out Tanahashi since last year. So it makes all the sense in the world for me.
I think this would have been fun. It would have been done better if they put Tanahashi versus Kenta to put that real doubt in your head. There's no doubt with Goto. Like nobody really believes that. Like put some doubt in people's minds. Like whoever Moxley goes against, it has to be doubt. Like, all right, maybe Moxley's not gonna win this.
It should have. It should have been Tanahashi and Ospreay. Because Ospreay
would have, those are the bigger draws. I don't know, maybe, I guess.
And create that doubt.
That Ospreay and Tanahashi were supposed to verse at don't go anyway, and Ospreay had the kidney infection, so he was out. But he's actually scheduled on the Dominion card, so if he's healthy enough, why not put him in this match instead of the U.S. title?
Right, come on.
Yeah. We got PW Insider though. This is the juicier.
WWE be fucking up sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. We got the juicier AEW news here from PW Insider. They had an update on AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa on Thursday after she didn't appear on Dynamite on Wednesday. According to the report, Rosa was in attendance at the taping and was said to have not been feeling well. She was then sent home to rest by AEW doctors. Additionally, the report noted that Thunder Rosa was not injured at AEW Double or Nothing 2022. Another report then was released from Woke Culture, who suggested that Rosa was upset at not having a segment on Dynamite. That report also said that she was upset at not being able to plug her fundraiser for the Texas shooting victims during the Double or Nothing media scrum. It suggested that she had been unhappy with how little she had been featured on AEW television, including how little her match with Serena Deeb was covered on this week's Dynamite. According to that report, Rosa reportedly felt like Dynamite made it seem like the match never happened at all, and she is said to be upset and confused, but not to the point of walking out. Fightful also heard this rumor as well. They were told that completely separate from the situation where she was under the weather, there was no plan for her to appear live on the Los Angeles Dynamite. Instead, she was booked for a backstage segment. Sources Fightful had spoken to said that they feel like the primary women's title has taken a backseat to the two other women's titles, the TBS Championship and the Owen Hart Women's Championship. And she is also not scheduled. She wasn't scheduled for last night's AEW Rampage in Ontario, California, for the same illness. Fightful reached out to Thunder Rosa regarding the story about her frustrations, but they didn't get a reply. However, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that this is not the case. There was a segment planned for AEW Women's Champion Thunder Rosa on the show, but just like PW Insider initially reported, Rosa was ill and sent home, and the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that she had friends with her at Dynamite who were also ill and also sent home. Thunder Rosa has announced that she will auction off her ring gear from AEW Double or Nothing to benefit the victims from the school shooting in Texas at Robb Elementary School, and that resulted in the deaths of 19 children and 2 teachers, as well as 17 others that were wounded, and 100% of those proceeds for this auction are going to the families and the victims of the school shooting. So very great cause that you go into. But Blue, what's your thoughts on this report of her frustrations with how she's been used as AEW Women's World Champion?
It's valid. I feel like she does better in promo packages as opposed to being on live mic. So maybe you should cater to her more in that instance if you want to feature her more. Her build for Serena, we already said how it was lackluster in our opinions, but we knew it was going to deliver in the ring. But I do agree that she needs more TV time. I understand the focus behind Jade. Jade is the TBS champion. She's been doing an amazing job. The baddies is a great idea. Then you have Stokely coming in, and it's just a lot of building with that. Another part of it is too is like, do we have any real contenders for Thunder Rosa at this moment? Serena was a good point. It's a good starting point, but who's next is the question. That should have been followed up on at Double or Nothing or on Wednesday, but she was feeling down, whatever. So I can understand that. But she definitely does need more time as champion. She needs to be featured more as champion. That's your top champion, whether you have the Owen Hart Cup champion, which is not really an official championship, or the TBS
They carrying the belts like it's like a real thing. Like it's like.
Did she carry it? She carried it into. Well, I can see they could carry it for the first week, and then you kind of like stop. You don't need to bring it everywhere because you can't defend it. So why are you bringing it anywhere?
Probably
even at home. Put it in the case.
Yeah.
Put it in the case somewhere. But yeah, like I understand the TBS has a lot of steam right now. So eventually you have to find a contender for her. Like you have to make her feel important and if she's not going to be there in terms of a match, give her segments to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let her be on commentary during the TBS situation. You gotta find different ways to present your champion in front of the crowd. The same way y'all did with Britt Baker. Y'all stuffed her down our throat every single week. Like she was on that mic every day, whether she had a match or not. She was on that mic. She's not good on mic, fine. Find out what fits her and make sure y'all push her every time so people can still feel connected to her.
Like make it make sense on why you made her champion. We already know that she can wrestle.
Right.
Let's make her look good because she's supposed to be the face of the women right now, not on Britt. Like you said, they did give, and I like Britt Baker. I mean, I like her. I'm not, and I'm not gonna discredit what she's done. But it's time for let another woman reign. Like I get it. Like it's time to like you make it make sense of why you made her a champion. You saw something, do it, figure it out. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm pretty glad. I'm thinking that Kenny Omega's back into putting his fingers in this division, so I'm excited to see what happens on that end. Side note, is Fitz Finley with AEW backstage as a producer?
I don't think so. Why?
because I think he would do an amazing job with this women division. And I was just curious because he was mentioned on Rampage this week, and
because his son is wrestling on Dynamite.
He signed with WWE, right?
I'm not too sure. I know he was gone for a while, but I don't know if he's back quite yet. But I mean, I agree. I mean, I think they do have the right people backstage to work with the women. Like, Dean Malenko works with like Serena Deeb. You got Dustin Rose who works with like Thunder Rosa and stuff. I think they have the right people, but they don't have the right people as far as like getting them angles and promos together. I think these are the guys that are working with more of like the matches wise, and that's why the matches more often than not deliver despite the build not being much. It's all Tony doing that, and evidently Tony doesn't care that much about the women's division, it seems.
Yeah, Fit Finley is back with WWE after he got furloughed. He went back November of the same year.
Yeah,
I figured that. I remember when he got released, I was like, "Yo, I hope to let him go so he can go to help out the with the women's division." That's very much needed. That's very much needed.
I feel you on that one. According to Thursday's Wrestling Observer Radio, an early lineup for Forbidden Door had Kazuchika Okada defending the IWGP World Heavyweight title against Hangman Adam Page. The match likely hasn't been announced yet because Okada is versing Jay White at New Japan Pro Wrestling Dominion. But then the Wrestling Observer's Twitter page tweeted out that the reported match between Page and Okada at Forbidden Door isn't taking place after all. The Wrestling Observer shared a correction from Dave Meltzer about his original report on Wrestling Observer Radio, with Meltzer noting that the lineup is being kept secret and the match is not planned for the show. And I think that the only reason they said that is because Jay White is winning the IWGP World Heavyweight title.
Jay White is winning the title. Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. It ain't gonna be Okada. It ain't gonna be Okada, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah, his time is up. It's Bullet Club time. Y'all know I got a Bullet Club tattoo?
Really?
Yeah, on the back of my leg, I got a big Bullet Club tattoo. I'm Bullet Club for life. What the hell are you talking about?
We out here in these streets, Bullet Club for life. We should also note Eric Bischoff and CM Punk, they had their little beef that we talked about previously. Well, during the post Double or Nothing media scrum, Tony Khan addressed Eric Bischoff's comments where he called CM Punk the biggest financial flop in wrestling history. And Tony Khan said, and I quote, "That's fucking bullshit. There is only one person that can attest to that. I don't know about other people. I can only attest to what's happening here and public record. And some of these things are a matter of public record because freedom of information. We do have over the years a good amount of financial data in pro wrestling. I can tell you no one wrestler has ever come in and made a bigger plus delta financial difference in the history of my company going into the 3rd year anniversary. No one person has ever made a more positive impact. We just did a record pay-per-view buy. Every pay-per-view he's done a 4 pay-per-view cycle now. Every one of them was the record, whether it was All Out, where he was a huge part of the draw with Darby. His debut was a huge thing with the First Dance, the biggest Rampage draw in the history of that show. The matches, he carried the Friday Night War, which, by the way, is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDevitt because he fucking wrote it. This guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who is a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the First Dance. He done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of the record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston. He's wrestled a bunch of young stars and veterans in between there, Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia. Then he showed up and did the biggest program in terms of everything TV box office ever with MJF. Then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go.
Yo, TK be going off. Yo, he be going. I don't know what he be drinking, but when he turns up for real, for real. He
just starts dropping the F-bombs like it's like his second language.
CM Punk is just sitting there like, all right, all right. Yeah, he goes again.
That was just great. Yes, it was hilarious, Frantic World. Hilarious. Speaking of the media scrum, he also talked about Stokely Hathaway signing with AEW. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Hathaway turned down a main roster contract from WWE that was worth $250,000.
Not enough.
It was suggested by Dave Meltzer that Hathaway likely knew he could get a strong deal elsewhere, which is partially why he turned WWE down. And Tony Khan previously said during the scrum that the two didn't speak until the day Hathaway's WWE non-compete clause expired, which was the day before the pay-per-view. Speaking of big events for AEW, though, AEW Battle of the Belts 3 is set to take place in August with a location set. It's going to happen in Grand Rapids, Michigan on Friday, August 5th. The show will be taped following a live Rampage. And also, Dave Meltzer notes that the Arthur Ashe New York City show for Wrestle Grand Slam will happen on a Friday in September, and the venue has already been booked. Also, fresh off of his win at AEW Double or Nothing, Wardlow is reportedly getting a new theme song soon. It hasn't debuted quite yet, but it's in the making, in the running to be made coming up. And then the final AEW news, AEW Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti are now engaged after Guevara proposed at the Eiffel Tower on Friday.
Some bullshit right here. I'm sorry.
The news was broken exclusively by TMZ, who said the 26-year-old Conti wore a Maneuver pink rose gold colored dress, while Sammy sported a green suit, white shirt, and paisley green tie. They looked stunning. Of course, Tay managed to show off the new rock her future hubby got her, while Sammy
now, is that
held
the ring he gave the other girl? I mean, the people in the back want to know. Just asking, you know.
I'm not touching that with a 14-inch pole. So, yes, probably so.
He did get. He's the first person I know that got engaged twice in like 7 months.
In the same year, like, well, not the same year, but you know what I mean. Like, you did it on live TV.
Yeah,
like, bruh, did you get the ring back from homegirl? Because I'm like, was Tay Conti the mistress? Like, what did she do? I'm confused on everything.
I would hope so. I would hope he got the ring back. Much more power to you. Some people fall in love fast.
He can't take the ring back because he's the one that called it off. That's the rule of thumb. He lost that ring.
That's true. You're right.
Oh God. Oh man, you guys are the worst.
That's the compensation for hurting her feelings. So she could take that ring and go pawn it.
And you did it in front of people. I remember when you did it, and I was like, "How he with Tay Conti when you just with the old girl from the last week over there?" So I'm confused. Which one is it?
We got a comment here from ALW who says, "Sure hope you're right with Jay White winning. Okada doesn't lose. LOL.
He'll lose that day."
Hey, but speaking of Jay White, Impact Wrestling News, PW Insider reports that Jay White has finished up his run with Impact Wrestling for now. He has a very busy schedule with New Japan Pro Wrestling, so there was no way to use him consistently for Impact. It's similar to what they're doing with Jonah. Impact hopes to have Jay White back whenever they can, but currently doesn't have anything scheduled with. And I hope this means he's going to win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. That's why he's busy.
Right.
We'll talk about it. We'll let you know. We'll
let you know, brother. We'll let you know. This doesn't work for me, brother.
Chris Bay, Ace Austin, and the Good Brothers gonna hold it down.
Yep, they've been doing it.
Exactly. We'll let you know about Jay White. We'll let you know. Also, who finished up with Impact Wrestling, W. Morrissey has also finished up after last Thursday's episode. He teamed up with PCO in a loss versus Moose and Steve Macklin. He joined the company in April 2021 and feuded with Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, Moose, and others. He started off as a heel and transitioned into a babyface, and he also recently made his debut for AEW Dynamite. We talked about that a few weeks back, where WWE sources were said to be very impressed with him. So where do you think Morrissey is going? WWE, AEW, Miss Krssi Luv?
Don't go to WWE, friend. Don't do it. It's okay.
I love how that's been a theme of this episode. Please don't go to WWE.
It's just, okay. Here's the thing. If you want to go to WWE, I'm not saying that they're going to give you money. They're going to pay you. However, you're going to have to take that with a grain of salt because you're going to have to like be switched around from this brand to this brand. Your name will probably be changed yet again, unless they'll let you come back as your name that you had before, right? So I mean, do what's best for you and your family or whatever. But I say if you're loving the drama-free, no headache, too many bosses that can tell you what to do, writers that can't write, then go there. Go there.
It does sound like Diddy. all up in your videos. All up in the videos.
All your videos. Yeah. Like, now, if you want to be like Suge Knight, you want to come to Death Row, then that's where you should go.
We need the meme with Tony Khan on Suge Knight's head, right?
My thing is, what has Moxley really done? Like,
right?
Do it for me. Like, what? Like, he showed up on Dynamite, and I swear nobody really cared. They chanted for Enzo before they cheered for this man.
They really did, though. Blue. Yet again, you have said something that is so true.
Like, nobody cares for this guy. Like, he stands there, and it's like, I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, nothing stands out about you, my guy. Like, you need to go see a publicist or an image consultant. Like, you walking around with jeans and long hair that's not it. Like, I don't know. You don't look like a superstar, my guy.
He's like Diesel from like the 90s.
Y'all are foul.
Like,
hey, he got his life together. He had a lot of personal issues.
I'm proud for him. He still make poor decisions as a Trump supporter. But, you know.
Oh, see, then nope. Okay, yeah. See, that you got me there again. Nope, I'm not doing it.
Like,
nope. That's why he's
where nowhere. Everyone
and this is true. Everyone loved Enzo before they loved him. They want to have Enzo because Enzo was the pop and the energy before he was. So therefore, yeah. No, thank you. No, sorry.
Fair enough, y'all. We got some great comments here. Stall Hard saying Phil was having Pepsi, Tony preferred Coke. Stall Hard also says Stall Hard also.
That's Tony. A good one. No, that is the he's Tony Montana.
Tony Montana. We also got.
No, it looks like that's really his body though. Like it looks like it legit is him though. Like he's just there. Like wow, great job, great job.
We also got Stall Hard who says I really like Sammy, but dang, such an impulsive kid. To say the least. Yeah. And CM says, does every major brand have at least two Bullet Club members? Two either former Bullet Club members or Bullet Club members? Yeah, WWE, AEW.
You see how WWE try to eat off of it right now?
They tried to.
They everywhere now. Let's put these guys. Y'all should have did this 5 years ago.
When this
was a thing. Or you could have had the Good Brothers, Finn and AJ together. That was your moment. You dropped the ball.
Yep.
And don't try to put Cody with them either, because we're gonna see right through it.
Absolutely, they ridiculous with that stuff. Final bits.
Let's do it on our show, and let them throw up the sign.
Hey, I got the symbol from Jay White. I'm a Bullet Club member. I'm officially a member.
No, I know you are. No, I'm talking about the WWE trying to be fake. Trying to do it now, but they want to be like everybody else. That's all I'm saying.
Before they used to tell them don't do it, and now it's hot again.
Do whatever you want. Yeah,
let Liv do it too.
Do it.
Let Liv do it. Let
Liv do it.
Final wrestling news. You got a new Ring of Honor show is reportedly scheduled for next month. According to a report by Fightful Select, AEW talent has been informed that there will be a return to pay-per-view for Ring of Honor on the weekend of July 23rd. Per the report, the event will be Death Before Dishonor, and it will be held in Lowell, Massachusetts. This lines up with recent comments by Jonathan Gresham that ROH would be starting to hold events again soon, and new owner Tony Khan has also spoken about kickstarting the Ring of Honor pay-per-view calendar again. So some good news for Ring of Honor fans. If you want to see a Ring of Honor pay-per-view next month, you're gonna get it. It's gonna be a busy couple of weeks. We got a lot of shows to preview, Krssi. Also in the rest of the wrestling news, you got GCW Tournament of Survival is tonight actually in Atlantic City. They got 8 participants for the Tournament of Survival is going to be Drew Parker versus Cole Radrick, Hoodfoot versus Rina Yamashita, Matt Tremont versus Slade, and Toro Seguro versus Shane Mercer. We'll talk more about GCW Tournament of Survival next week here on True Hill Heat, and you can predict it if you're a part of the Patreon backers over at patreon.com/True Hill Heat, and you could pick who you think is going to win Tournament of Survival. And I also going to have a special interview with GCW announcer Kevin Gill on the channel next week, so check that out as well. But we got to do preview and predictions to end this episode of True Hill Heat. You ready, guys? We got to talk about NXT. Got to talk about NXT.
Time for lunch?
It's okay, Blue. You can go. It's fine. No
Got to talk about NXT.
Joking.
NXT In Your House is tonight, live on the Peacock Network, the Cock and WWE Network. They have a 6-match card. First up, we're going to talk about the 6-man tag team matchup. It's going to be Legado del Fantasmos, Santos Escobar, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde versus Tony D'Angelo, Stacks and Two Dimes, the family. If Legado del Fantasma wins, Tony D and the Wise Guys have to join Legado. If Tony D and his family win, Legado del Fantasma joins Tony D's family. Krssi Luv, who do you have?
This is just the dumbest. Wait, so if whatever team loses, they got to join the other faction?
Yes.
This is just why does the okay? If I have to pick a person, Del Fantasmo, whatever. I don't know.
I'm going with Tony D and his family. I think they're going to win.
You think they're going to be wearing, they still wear suits already as it is, so they're going to be wearing dumb hats and talking in fake accents?
Hey, forget about it. Forget about it. Blue, who do you have? Tony D and the family or Legado?
I pick B.
So Tony D and the family. We'll say
let's go B.
We'll go with B. WWE NXT Women's Tag Team titles are on the line. It's going to be Gigi Dolan and JC Jane of Toxic Attraction versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance have been the longest running tag team in the women's division on NXT.
A legit tag team.
Yes, a legit tag team, and they're going to be versing Toxic Attraction. Who do you have in this one, Blue?
I'm going to go Toxic Attraction because this whole division and this whole company is built around Toxic Attraction. So I'm just going to go with them.
Very smart decision, and I'm going with Toxic Attraction as well.
Same. They're not between her, them, and Mandy. They're not losing those belts anytime soon. They're the faces of that brand right now.
2.0 for them. They said it was for Braun Breaker. They lied. It was for Mandy Rose and those 2 other women.
Yep, that's for sure.
I love it. I love everybody loving the Hoodfoot name in the live chat as well. Love that. WWE NXT North American Championship is on the line. This should be the match of the night. It's going to be Cameron Grimes versus Carmelo Hayes. It was Cameron Grimes who won the North American title at Stand and Deliver, winning a 6-man ladder match and dethroned Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes has been chasing the title ever since then, and now we have the one-on-one matchup here. Who do you have winning, Miss Krssi Luv?
I want Cameron to win. I love no, wait.
Carmelo.
Yeah, I want Carmelo. Sorry. Yeah. He probably won't win, but I'll pick him though. I want Carmelo. Yeah, I love him.
I'll go with Cameron Grimes in this one. Even though I'm a big Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams fan, I got to go with Grimes retaining here. Who you got, Blue?
I'm going to go Cameron Grimes. It makes sense. But let me say something real quick. Carmelo Hayes should have been the NXT World Champion when he had the briefcase. It made no sense for him to pick a secondary title
to be the
he had a chance to pick an NXT title. Because now
he would have been better as a champion. To be honest, he's one of the faces of the brand too.
Exactly, because again, back to this Braun Baker guy. He's the heavyweight champion. Ain't nobody talking about him. All I see on my timeline is Carmelo Hayes and Trick. So he should have won in the first place. But guess what? I guess the North American title is the blackest title in the world, right?
We'll talk about why people aren't talking about Braun Breaker when we get to his match. NXT
All right.
NXT tag team titles up for grabs. This is going to be Pretty Deadly defending against the Creed brothers. Pretty Deadly won a 5-team gauntlet to get to
I
win the
don't like
titles
these guys at all.
after the Creed brothers defeated 3 other tag teams. It was Pretty Deadly who defeated them. Pretty Deadly was also the team that had been attacking Creed brothers for a number of weeks ahead of their debut in NXT. Creed brothers have been chasing the tag team titles ever since they became a team on NXT. And if they lose here, they will be out of the Diamond Mine stable. Who do you think's going to win, Blue?
What's their name? Pretty and Deadly?
Pretty
the
Deadly.
Guys? Oh, Pretty Deadly. Okay, done, because I feel like Diamond Mine should have been done already. And I don't follow 2.0, but I know Roger went out of there. We seen Stokely got out. We seen the people they released. Diamond Mine have been struggling since they started. There ain't a bunch of diamonds over there.
Diamonds aren't forever over there. No,
They're not. They're not.
Who you got,
So,
Krssi?
The brothers, I would like them to win. I know they're not going to because I don't like the other team because I think they're stupid, but whatever.
You know who they remind me of back in the day? Who's the guy that used to spray the fragrance in the air?
Rick Martel?
Rick the Model Martel.
Yes, Rick the Martel. It looks like he would hire these guys as his bodyguards.
You know what?
I think they're like Billy and Chuck 2.0 in a lot of ways, and they're like a wrestling version of Siegfried and Roy. The way they dress,
the way they dress, it's just I don't know. It just I don't.
Do they talk with accents? Do they talk with accents?
Yes, and they have great catchphrases. They have great catchphrases. Yes, boy, and side plate check. I like Pretty Deadly. I'm going with Pretty Deadly here.
See, I do it.
NXT Women's Championship is up for grabs. You got Mandy Rose defending against Wendy Chu. Wendy
Are we really asking this question?
Wendy Chu has basically been pulling pranks on Toxic Attraction for weeks. She super soaked the hose. She put Mandy Rose in a tanning booth and made her turn orange. She also hit her in the face with a stack of balls. That
was funny.
Who do you have winning here, Miss Krssi Luv?
Mandy, even though Wendy Chu is hilarious, but she's not gonna win.
Blue?
Yeah, I picked Mandy, but I love Wendy. Wendy is pretty funny from the moment when she used to like sleep in the background and the commentators. She really has caught my attention. I watched some of her stuff on Twitter, and I never knew that she was a scary lady that should sit on top of the stage for Isaiah Lee. Like that whole transformation is like amazing. I feel like they should do more with her. She's pretty funny. She'd be good for the kids. I mean, this is a kid show, but I guess not no more because they want to focus on sex. But okay,
it's a show for boobies. It's a show for boobies and ass and all that good stuff.
So unlike the other two shows who are more family friendly, this show is not family friendly. Is that what you're saying, Blue?
Yeah, that's what they're presenting. I mean, if you're telling people to wear booty shorts in the ring, and you're the face of your company is Toxic Attraction, I'm not sure that this is what kids would be watching right now.
No,
and they're getting away with it on USA. So yes.
Hey, more power to them. I'm going to make it unanimous. I'm going with Mandy Rose as well. And then finally, the NXT Championship is up for grabs as it's going to be Braun Breaker defending against Joe Gacy. If Braun Breaker is disqualified, he will lose the NXT Championship and Joe Gacy will become the champion. Joe Gacy has been haunting.
I'm sorry.
I told you that's Kevin Owens' little son. Y'all don't believe me.
Joe Gacy has been basically haunting Braun Breaker since after Stand and Deliver, after Braun Breaker regained the NXT championship. He kidnapped Rick Steiner. He stole Rick Steiner's Hall of Fame ring. He then threw Braun Breaker into the wilderness, and now he has basically been playing on Braun Breaker's long-established daddy issues and getting in his head. So will Braun Breaker retain the title, or will there be a new champion? Blue.
I'm guessing they're gonna go with Braun Breaker because they did so much for him already. And if he's been on the defensive end on this time, I'm pretty sure he can get his win. Joe Gacy, I never liked his promos. They've sent very like his whole woke situation. I never liked it. And then he lost his muscle. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Braun Breaker on this one. But it doesn't make no sense. If he had daddy issues, why are he trying to save his daddy? He wouldn't care if his daddy got kidnapped then.
Well, no, you can have daddy issues if you're trying to impress your dad and save him. Yeah, you still can have daddy issues. Daddy wasn't around. Daddy wasn't around when he was a kid. That's what Joe Gacy's been playing.
I also say he said he doesn't want to tag with his dad either. That's kind of messed up. That would hurt my feelings if I was his dad. I got you this job.
I mean, his dad is pretty old. I wouldn't want to see Rick Steiner in the ring.
Like one match though, like you don't want to tag with your dad at least once. Like,
I'm good on that. I don't want to see that.
At all either. Same. I don't want to see it. Nope.
Krssi, Braun Breaker or Joe Gacy?
Braun, even though I don't like him, but yeah, him.
Hey,
I had a question.
I've never been a fan of his from the get-go. So, yeah.
Whatever happened to Dolph Ziggler?
Dolph Ziggler's been off the TV since he lost the NXT championship.
I heard he was backstage at AEW.
He was in Los Angeles.
That's his brother, right?
Ryan Nemeth, yeah, the Hollywood hunk. But that is not the only show this weekend.
Wait, who's his brother?
Ryan Nemeth, the Hollywood hunk. He's a part of the Wingman. Yeah.
Oh, really?
But that is tonight. Yes. That is.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Dad. Don't get mad at me. I'm sorry. Jeez.
No. But where would it otherly be than real life if he's behind the scenes?
You my brother. We not related though. Hold on, I gotta get
this is true.
Good
point. Touche. You got me there. But yes, that is tonight on the Cock on WWE Network. But that's not the only show this weekend. You also got WWE Hell in a Cell tomorrow night on Peacock and WWE Network. No holds barred match just announced last night. It's going to be Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss. Who do you got in this one, Blue?
I'm gonna go Happy Corbin because he has to get his get back against Madcap Moss, and maybe he'll present a new lackey to help him continue his win and being happy and being lucky.
Possibly they could go there.
But why they call him Madcap Moss if he ain't got the cap no more?
I don't understand why they didn't change his name to Riddick. I was so confused by that. I was like, he's still Madcap, but he doesn't do jokes anymore.
He can't be Riddick because he's too close to Riddle.
This is why MJF better be careful because he can't be Maxwell Jacob Freeman anymore because they have Max Dupree.
He's gonna be Matt
J. Freeman.
Oh man.
Miss Krssi Luv, who do you have? No holds barred match is gonna be Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss.
Oh
Just
God,
Moss.
man.
This is called a Moss.
Moss, yeah, Moss.
He ain't got no hat no more.
I wouldn't be surprised if Baron like wins on like a dirty finish or like some kind of way though to make the feud keep going.
He can present a new lackey.
He could. Oh man, that would be the worst. I'm going with Madcap Moss here. Who do you have, Krssi? You got Corbin?
No, I'm gonna go Madcap.
All right. We got Ezekiel. Ezekiel will go one-on-one with Kevin Owens. This has been building ever since the Raw after WrestleMania when Ezekiel made his debut. Yes, it's Ezekiel. It's not Elias. It's clearly a different person because he doesn't have a beard. Elias does have a beard. And Kevin Owens
beard, and they made him cut that shit off. I hope they gave you the bag to do that shit, son.
Kevin Owens seems to be confused about this and convinced that Elias and Ezekiel are the same person. So who do you think is going to get the win here, Miss Krssi Luv?
I hope Kevin Owens wins, to be honest.
Blue?
When you look at the picture, he got his beard stubs.
Right.
Just like he looks just look, he got the beard
that's stubby.
That's Elias. That's Elias. Like, y'all didn't want to clean that up a bit
Elias
for the picture?
That's clearly Ezekiel. Come on, Blue. Who you fooling? That's clearly Ezekiel.
I love how you're playing along with this, SB. You're great.
Yeah, I feel like Ezekiel is gonna win because Elias is gonna cause a distraction and confuse Kevin Owens. That's something that WWE do. I haven't watched in weeks, but I feel like that's where they're gonna go with it.
So you think they're gonna have like a fake Elias come out? Or maybe they're gonna have Elias on the screen, and do something.
Or a song, his music hit or something like that. Knowing
That's
WWE,
actually pretty good. Yeah.
Just to confuse them more.
If this was the Thunderdome, I'd totally say that that's going to happen. But since it's in front of fans, I think that Ezekiel is just going to get the victory here. And this feud will probably continue for another 3 months. You got Bobby.
SummerSlam? Really?
Speaking of feuds that never seem to end, you got Bobby Lashley going up against Omos and MVP in a handicap match. I got Omos and MVP here because they can't squash Omos more than what they've already done. He has the handicap in his advantage. He has to win, right? Blue, who do you have?
I'm rooting for anybody that's black.
That's everybody in this match.
There you go. That's who wins. The black people win. How far has Bobby Lashley fallen? Can we talk about? No, we can't talk about that. We ain't got time for that. One day we'll bring you back. We'll bring that back. How far has Bobby Lashley fallen?
You can have us on your show and we can talk about it.
We definitely can. And the misuse of Omos and MVP in this case.
Yes, absolutely. All three in the same. And also, don't forget, homeboy, Big Swole's husband. What's his name?
Cedric Alexander.
Same thing.
And
him
Shelton
as well.
Benjamin.
And Shelton. You ain't even seen Shelton. Shelton out here at people weddings though.
Oh y'all remember Y'all remember when everybody got happy when Hurt Business got reunited, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that?
For the short period of time.
Congratulations! I laughed too. I was like, y'all don't realize that they're gonna ruin it worse than the first time.
They did. And they did. It's so bad. I got MVP and Omos. They gotta do something to make Omos look good.
Absolutely. Next we got the 6-man tag team or 6-person tag team matchup. Yes, it's going to be Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan, Liv Club versus the Judgment Day of Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. It was at WrestleMania that Edge defeated AJ Styles thanks to Damian Priest. He then defeated AJ at WrestleMania Backlash thanks to Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan were former tag team partners, and she's been destroying her over the last couple of weeks until Liv Morgan got a victory over her. And Finn Balor has basically been caught in the crossfire of all of this and reunited with a fellow former Bullet Club leader in AJ Styles, and they've adopted Liv Morgan into it to make Liv Club. Here we are. I'm going with the Judgment Day though to get the win here, even though I don't like this dollar value House of Black at all. Krssi Luv,
not Dollar Tree House of Black. Wow.
Who do you got? Who you got, Krssi Luv?
It is true though. I mean, no, you're right. And there's more of a damn, because the House of Black is on fire right now. Just saying. Damn. I have Bull Live Club.
That's fair too.
I have Judgment Day with Finn Balor turning on Bull Lift Club because if you look at the poster, he fits right in. It looks like a 4-2. If you pull up the poster again, you'll see it. He looks like look at
that. He actually does look like he belongs with him.
Look at that. He fits right in.
Damn.
He got the skull and everything.
I hope not. I just hope not. I want to see AJ and Finn at least be a tag team. That's something for them coming out of this. That's something for them coming out of this. And I would love to see AJ and Finn versus the Usos. I just want to see it. Next, you got
nice.
United States Championship matchup is going to be Theory defending against Mustafa Ali.
I'm sorry. I was reading the
comment.
Happened? I'm sorry. Someone said House of Black on fire. Where you obviously didn't watch the show the other day. You're on the rock, friend. Sorry. Not sorry. Whoever you are.
It's okay. It's all right, Krssi. You don't even have to acknowledge that.
You're
Theory
right.
will be defending the United States Championship against Mustafa Ali. Ali returned just a couple of weeks back and put out his claim for the United States Championship. Theory had thrown.
And now they're gonna give you a fake title. You're not even gonna win, so they're gonna squash you, Ali. I'm sorry. Damn.
So we know Krssi Luv is going for Theory here.
No, I want. Yeah, Theory's gonna win. Yep, he's definitely win. I'm not even gonna explain why I just said
how
that.
you come out of nowhere and challenge for the title that wasn't even been on the pay-per-views for a while? Like,
hey, he got it on pay-per-view. He got it on pay-per-view because Mustafa Ali is from Chicago and the show is in Chicago. So WWE Theory,
and you always lose in front of your hometown. It's just a fact.
I'm hoping that Mustafa Ali wins here. I'm going for Mustafa Ali because there has to be a reason why he came back. And I think the reason is
to finish his contract.
No, they said you're gonna win a title in your hometown. That's what they're gonna give him.
So then what's the point of having Theory win then? Like Theory ain't been champ that well, he ain't even defended it that many times either.
He ain't defended it either. Raw Women's Championship is up for grabs. It's gonna be Bianca Belair defending against Asuka and versus Becky Lynch in a triple threat match. Of course, Bianca Belair defeated Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Asuka defeated Becky Lynch to get this opportunity, and then Becky beat Asuka to make it a triple threat. This should be an absolutely fantastic match, but I think there's a foregone conclusion. Bianca Belair needs and has to win this one. So I got Bianca. Who do you got, Blue?
She better damn win. Right. Okay, go ahead.
Bianca is gonna win, but the booking up to this is stupid. How did how did Asuka beat Becky to go in, and then Becky beat Asuka to go in? Like what? Like what are we doing here?
Bianca fights Asuka the other day because she's in the match already.
And Asuka won, right? By disqualification.
No, Bianca won.
Bianca won. Clean or she didn't?
Yeah, she got like a cradle on her, a pinning combination.
All right. So basically Bianca fought Asuka for no reason. And Asuka beat Becky to get in, and Becky beat Asuka to get in, and then now those two gotta go face, and Bianca beat both of those two already. All right.
I love how frustrated Blue's getting talking about this. This is
why.
Wonderful.
All right, this is why I stopped watching WWE, because this shit makes no sense. Like, why are you doing between the misrepresentation of black people and giving them like crumbs to make people feel better, and then the way you book a lot of these people is annoying. Like, why? Why would you do this? It makes no sense whatsoever. You basically had the match 3 times before the actual pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to build matches no more without being in matches with each other?
Friend. 3 weeks in a row.
No.
This is why I don't watch this. Like, this is a waste of time. I just watch pay-per-views.
We're all going for Bianca Belair. Facts.
That's what I used to do when I didn't watch the show, when I had stopped watching back when, CM Punk and I just would watch pay-per-views because it's like the weekly stuff, and then they had too many pay-per-views where I forgot. So I was like, all right, I'll just watch like the big 4. And that's what happened, to be honest. And then
I didn't watch Backlash. Like, what? It's just a replay of WrestleMania.
Right.
I'm watching Backlash.
Either way, you're fine. And then finally, the main event is going to be Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes inside Hell in a Cell. Yes, their third matchup here. It was at WrestleMania that Cody Rhodes returned to WWE and defeated Seth Rollins in an absolute fantastic matchup. They then ran it back at WrestleMania Backlash, where Cody defeated Seth with a handful of tights. After Seth tried to win with a handful of tights, Cody reversed it. And now finally we have the third match since WrestleMania Backlash. Seth Rollins cost Cody a matchup for the United States Championship. He then stole Cody's signature American Nightmare belt from a young fan and whipped Cody with it. And then we had the promo on this past week's Monday Night Raw where he brought up Cody running around with his little friends trying to ruin what Seth built here, and he can't come for the throne that he tried to smash with a sledgehammer while Seth is trying to claim it. So they are finally going to finish the score inside Hell in a Cell. Who wins here, Blue?
First of all, did you just say talk about, I have to make sure I said this right. Did you just say that that Cody won with the roll up and he stole the tights? Wait, no, that's what I meant. You meant to tell me that Cody went for the US title? Why would he go for the US title? Why would he want that?
I don't know. He's the American Nightmare, maybe.
Like, why would he hold the U.S. title? Anyway, so I looked at the records. Seth Rollins is 1-2-1 in Hell in a Cells. So he's accustomed to losing. So I'm going to go with Cody on this one.
He's accustomed to losing. He's going 1-3-1 and Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Krssi Luv, who do you have?
I really would like Seth to win, even though I know he's not, because he's getting all the L's right now. But yeah, I'm gonna go Cody.
And it's unanimous. I'm going with Cody Rhodes as well. And it seems like most of the chat agrees. Ace saying Cody goes 3-0. We got Frantic World who says we all know Cody is going to win. So yep, it seems like everybody's going for Cody Rhodes. And CM with my best comment of the whole show here, whipping the man who ended racism, SMH. Yep. So true. So true, CM. But that is all for True Heel Heat 178. You can check out Hell in a Cell. We'll have a live watch along this Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, hosted by the whole gang. Will be here, Josh, Wendy, and the crew, to watch along with all of you. So you can check it out. You can also check out our Hell in a Cell preview with myself, Romeo, and Lily from Fightful Overbooks Grappy Hour. You can also check out our NXT In Your House preview if you want some more details about all those matches that are going to be live tonight. And live tonight, Romeo will be hosting the live watch along with Heel Steven and Big Mike. So check that out. I'm not on it. You can pray for Romeo.
Yeah, but, Romeo. That's
I'm sorry, Romeo. Yeah.
But that is all for True Heel Heat 178. Blue, we want to thank you so much for joining us, being on the show, good brother.
Awesome, friend.
Let the people know where they can find you on social media and what you got going on, good brother.
Definitely. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Magic Grind, Spell High Sound. You can follow my co-host, Miss Jenna Baby, BAYBE. Follow us at The Mixed Tag Show on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. You name it, it's the Mixed Tag Show. We do have, we're going to work on the episode for this upcoming week, but we also have Thursday, we're going to do a live on Twitch, YouTube, and on Facebook for Battle Slam. For Battle Slam, Fight for Atlanta. That's gonna be streaming on Saturday. So myself, Phil, and Gerard, who's one of the commentators for Battle Slam, will be doing a preview of that pay-per-view this coming Thursday on Twitch. Again, we'll come back again soon with Put You On with different indie stars. And I make shirts, so if you need a custom shirt done, or if you would like to support and buy one of my current shirts, I have the Black Lives Matter and NWO style on the site. I have something dropping for the women this upcoming week. So just visit my site, foryouraware.com, and place an order. That's about it.
Good stuff. Follow the man. This man's a busy man doing some great stuff. Loved having you on the show here, Miss Krssi Luv.
Yes.
You got another show tomorrow live here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Let them know. Let them know when they can see you next.
You can see me again tomorrow morning, 11:05 a.m. serving Face and Hills with my tag team partner, Stephanie Hypes. You also can watch me as I review Horrible Smackdown with Steve Falls for SB Scoops. And then you can find me all the time here every Saturday live for True Heel Heat, our flagship show. Other than that, you can follow me IG, Facebook, and on Twitter. It's Krssi Luv _ or True Heel Krssi Luv. And yeah, I'm on some watch-alongs. I probably will not do this week's watch-along, unfortunately, because I will not put myself through that tragedy. Even though we have a great time in our watch-alongs, it's so good. You have to be there. But yeah, I don't know if I could do tonight, though, friends. But I love you all, though. Thanks again.
That's fair.
Blue, you were amazing. Just let me know when I gotta come to the show.
I got you. I'll be reaching out to you guys very soon. Do something on some topics.
Yes.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Heel SP3. You can follow the gang Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Heel Heat. For $3 a month, you can contribute to the True Heel Heat gang even more at patreon.com/True Heel Heat. And of course, get your True Heel Heat gang gear at prowrestlingtees.com/True heels. And like I said earlier in the show, we are expanding the channel even more. True Heel Heat Sports. We'll have more information on that next week on True Heel Heat 179. You can see me again on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. UK, with my new show with Alex McCarthy and Satney Nyangi over on Inside the Ropes Clipped channel for Monday Night Live, and we're going to be talking all about Hell in a Cell and NXT In Your House there as well. So for Blue, thank you so much once again. For Miss Krssi Luv, it is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. This has been True Heel Heat 178, Working to Hell. We are signing off until next time.
Laters.
Peace.